right. Looks like we got audio. I can hear it. That up there. I don't want that up there. I want that up in here so I can see chat. So let's go to Twitch and go there. Let's go to Twitch and turn the audio down on my phone. Cool. All right. Camera. Ooh, that's not even close to being on me. All right. And there we go. We are live. I just got a Twitch message. And we're live. So let me go ahead and promote. How's everybody doing today? Hope if you're watching this today on Sunday that you are having a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day weekend. If you're watching this after Memorial Day, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you happen to be and whatever you happen to be doing. So I am just getting ourselves up and going, and I think I'm good. Stream is live. We have audio, and it is time to continue on with our Let's Play with the Chicago White Sox. If you are watching this after the fact, I hope you're having a fantastic day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. But it is Sunday. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, Sunday the 28th. And we are sitting July 1st here with the White Sox. I think I want to, can I pull, I don't think I have it on this computer. I got multiple computers here. I've got my new laptop, I've got my new monitor. It's a whole new setup. It's all fancy. Anyway, it's July 1st with the White Sox. Goal is to get through the rest of the season. Going a little bit earlier here today than I normally do on Sundays. I am promised my kids that we would watch a movie tonight, so I need to get this stream going and started and completed earlier than I normally do because I can't start a movie with my 7-year-old at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to get this started. This will be over around 6:30, and I can then have dinner, and then we can watch a movie, and then I can relax. Not that this isn't relaxing. This is fun. Derek White is Mario while Tatum is I guess, Breeze. Yeah, that was quite the game last night. I'm still sort of in shock about how that went down, given you just look at the numbers for the game last night. The Celtics had their worst three-point shooting game of the entire season last night. 7 for 35 from three-point land was the worst three-point shooting that they've had in a game all season. They were 0-6 in the postseason, making less than 13 three-pointers. So all signs pointed to them losing, but somehow they pulled it out. FJ, what's going on, man? Not how much service you'll have out. You're camping. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. Like I said, I'm doing this at a bit of a weird time today, just because I'm gonna watch a movie with the kids. So wanted to get this started, and between you, me, and whoever else is here, coming up into the office and doing a stream right now means I don't have to do any yard work today. I have to do it tomorrow, but I don't have to do it today, and I don't feel like doing it today. So you guys are actually rescuing me from having to do yard work. So it is July 1st. The White Sox are 48 and 34 right now. We had just a fantastic month of June. We went 20 and 8. So 13 and 12 in April, 15 and 14 in May, so 28 and 26 through May. No yard work is always good. Yeah, man, you got that right. There's, I want my yard to look nice. We live on a busy street, so I want our yard to look nice. But some days I'm not feeling it, man. And today is one of those days I'm not feeling it. So, tomorrow will be fine because it'll be Monday, and technically I'm supposed to be working, and I won't be working, so I don't mind doing the yard work because that'll be, that'll be all right because, like I said, I should be working, so I'm not. But today I'm just not feeling it. So, really good month of June, 20 and 8. We are 8th in runs scored, second in runs or third in runs against. Again, pitching and defense is how our team gets it done. We're finally healthy. We lost O'Neal Cruz for an extended period of time. We're going to have some decisions to make with him. His contract is up at the end of the year, and he wants a pretty hefty contract, and I don't know that that's one I want to pay, especially given who was it that I was looking at? I think it was Josh Moore. Your dynasty looking tasty. Yeah, I mean we've won two titles in the last 3 seasons. We're in first place again this season. We've got a little bit of money to spend. We've got a good prospect pool. I'm excited about kind of the way this is going as well. Right now, obviously we're going to get through the draft, and then we're going to talk about, we're first in the American League in home runs. Who would have thought that? Cam Collier's been electric for us. 18 home runs, on pace for 36 home runs. We picked him up for next to nothing in the offseason. Oh, that's who it was. I was thinking about making him our third baseman and moving O'Neal Cruz if we can't re-sign Cruz this season or at the end of the year. We can just switch Cam Collier over to third base if we have to. But that's not a problem for right now. Yeah, right now it's just a matter of what do we do to improve our team and put some distance between us, Minnesota, and Cleveland. Carson Williams has been pretty good at shortstop. Maybe an upgrade there if we can find a bat. Problem is if you find a bat in a glove that's better than this, it's probably going to cost a fortune. And we're not paying. Oh, right. I forgot. I made a trade. Between when we last spoke and now. I don't even remember where the game left off at. When did I leave the game off? I don't even remember. I think maybe I just simmed. I can't even remember where I left off at this point. It's been so long. But we made a deal. I forgot about that. Probably should have done that first. We traded. Where are we? We're in June. I think we made the deal in June. Did we make the deal in June? That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. June. Yes, here it is. On the 11th, we traded Tokunobu Hirai, who was our big international free agent signing the year before. He had been hitting really, really poorly. 616 OPS, 70 OPS plus. And granted, he's hit well here for the Dodgers since coming back over, but the glove was just okay. He was fine with the glove at second base. He was performing. But the contact had dropped, and he was, I want to say, 65 and 70 when we signed him. And he was signed 17 this year, 16 next, 14 and 13. So it's not an outrageous contract, but it frees up some money for us, along with a couple of filler arms. Ledesma's not bad, but 21 years old, had never pitched outside of rookie ball. And in exchange, we get Noelvi Marte, who is better defensively. They retained 70% of his contract, and he's been just as good. Not walking at all, but he's hitting the ball. And we also pick up Mason Albright, give us a little bit more depth. Albright is a free agent at the end of this year, so we're not really saving any money this season, but it will allow us to potentially save some money next year, both in Marte and Albright. So thinking kind of long term, because if we have to, next season, our second baseman can be Josh Moore. If we need him to be our second baseman. The bat is passable. He's not hitting terribly so far for us. So we made that deal. I think I left off at opening day. Did I really leave off at opening day? I think I did. I think my last episode left off at opening day. So you guys are kind of getting a snapshot of how things have gone here in the entirety of the season so far. Offensively, Jung-Hoo Lee having a nice second season for us. 304 batting average, 817 OPS, 2.2 WAR. Riley Green down a little bit. That average is down. Everything's down a little bit, but still putting up 825 OPS, on pace for 4.5 WAR. Heriberto Hernandez is actually on the other side, having his best season so far. He's on pace for 3.5 WAR, 38 home runs. Buxton doing exactly what he did last season, which is hit for a low batting average, but give us a lot of pop. Is he still playing a good defense? Slightly below average. The ratings are starting to dip. So if we can get through this year, next year's at 12. If he continues to play like this, my guess is he opts out of this deal, which is probably okay. You have to think that at some point we're going to see a dip in those ratings. So Cam Collier we talked about already. O'Neal Cruz we talked about already. Slade Caldwell's played a lot because we've had some injuries, and he's doing pretty well. Jeremy Maxey, who is our rookie catcher. He's out there for his defense. The bat is just abysmal, but he is playing really, really well defensively, which is why we got him. Carson Williams we talked about. Anthony Garcia I kept up on the team as just because the ratings. I was hoping maybe we could get like Joey Gallo. Hey, Cardinal fan. I don't know. We might. We're 48 and 34 right now. We'd have to have a pretty substantial collapse in order to end up at 79 and 83. But Anthony Garcia, I don't know. I was hoping for Joey Gallo numbers, and he's not far off. 8 home runs on the year, 13 RBIs, put up a 730 OPS, even though he's hitting a $188. He's given us some pop. Riley Jackson as our backup catcher's not hitting this year, so he's not going to hit. He's not good enough defensively to carry the glove. So, and then pitching, Luis Serena's having probably his best year so far, 7-4 with a 3.55. He's already up to 3 WAR on the season. Johnny Ray having a great year, 8-1, 2. He's back-to-back sub-3 ERAs. I always want a Joey Gallo until I have a Joey Gallo. Yeah, that's a good point. But, as that just 25th man on the roster to come up and hit some dingers, he's doing it. 8 home runs and 117 at-bats. I'm sure there's another option in the minors that, might give us a little more productivity, but it's fun. It's fun to have someone like that on the team. Raylan Perez has been absolutely amazing. 1-1, but a 1.09 ERA, striking out 15 per 9 innings. The ratings have spiked here over the last year or two, so that's a solid pickup for us, or a solid arm for us out of the pen. Caleb Appleby struggling a bit this year. The FIP much lower than the ERAs. He struck out nearly 13 per 9, so you have to think that, he's only allowed 69 hits. Nice. In 86 innings. So you have to think that those ratings will start to even out as the year goes on. Owen Griffith has been terrific. Colin McKinney's having another good year. And Luis Gonzalez has been bad. He's been really bad, actually. Our bullpen hasn't been quite as good or as dominating as it has been in the past. But I think now that we're healthy, we'll be okay. You never get Joey Gallo level defense from your Joey Gallo type players. Me either. I don't have him for his defense, though. He can't play defense. I've got him for his bat. So let's get up to the draft, and then we can start to think about what we want to do from a trade perspective. I think it's, we always talk about needing additional offense, and I don't think this year's any different. But I'm unsure what's available. I don't know that there's going to be a lot available right now. Jake Palish, the former White Sox, is on there. Dre Jameson is making $18 million. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a pitcher as well, but I think offensively is where we're more strapped. But just from looking at these, you could bring in. He's making $23 million. I mean, Heim is good, but not for $23 million. Yandy Diaz, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to spend that kind of money on someone like C.J. Abrams. So we'll see. We still got a little bit of time. Not too concerned about it at the moment. But we're gonna get up to the draft here and see how things go. So we win this one. We got 4 runs in the first. We score 4 in the final 2 innings to come from behind. Buxton 2 home runs. Green and Hernandez both homer. King Butcher, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Final game against LA. Another win. Johnny Ray dominating again. Man, he has been so good. 5 shutout innings. Albright and Phillips. Jackson with a 2-run homer. Drives in 3. Riley Green 3 for 5. 2 RBIs. Cheers indeed, my friend. Cheers indeed. How's your Sunday going? This thing is filled with iced coffee, so I am... Well, it's not so much iced anymore. Most of the ice is gone, but it was at one time iced coffee, so I am good to go here for the next few hours, I assume. I went to Home Depot today. Did the husband and father thing. Picked up 10 bags of dirt for the wife. Bought one of my kids a new bike. So I did dad stuff today, and now I'm celebrating with a little out of the park baseball. All right, we got Houston. Where are the Astros? 43 and 41. Angels not play. Ohtani has cratered here a little bit. Where is he? He's hurt right now, but yeah, he's 1-5 with a 5.14 pitching and hitting .232 with the bat. So he has slipped here over the last couple of years. He had 3 really, really good seasons with the bat. Well, really 6 really good seasons with the bat dating back to 2021. But yeah, the pitching ratings. Yeah, it looks like he was never a great pitcher. 2023, he won 20 games. But after that, yeah, it looks like he got injured in 2025, and once he came back from that, he was basically just an average pitcher. So he has slipped. So let's see what happens here against Houston. Another win, 2-1. Taylor Dollard. Hernandez 3 hits. Cruz 3 hits and an RBI. So 2 runs on 11 hits. Dollard 5 innings. Good stuff. Spencer Strider now against Luis Serna. We lose 6-5. Random task. You have Ohtani in your save on 24 and you don't even use him as a hitter in it. Did the ratings crater for him? Because I've had him a couple of times in some of my offline saves, and he's actually performed quite well as both a hitter and a pitcher in most of them. So we walk this one off. Josh Moore with a 3-run homer, pinch hit 3-run homer in the 9th for our 2nd overall pick in 2027. Appleby strikes out 10. Perez gets the win. So we got Texas 4-3, and then Seattle, and then the draft. Lost 2 out of 3 here. There's a 4-1 win. We got a 3-game lead now. Johnny Ray again up to 10 wins. Cruz 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Yeah, having him back in the lineup is huge. We got to figure out what we want to do with him. That contract I mean, I can't pay a 35, 36, 37-year-old $24 million, I don't think. I mean, I think we wait till the end of the season and see what we get. He's been so good for us. 3.8 WAR 2 years ago, 5 last season. His ratings aren't bad. You just think left-handed batters fail in Citi Field. Him and Nolan Gorman are like 90 to 100 OPS for you. Really? I didn't realize that that City Field was that tough on lefties. Ray 5 1/3 shutout, and he's been dominant. The ratings don't suggest that you're going to get this type of performance out of him, but as long as we're getting it, not going to complain. Jorge Rodriguez against Taylor Dollard. We win 5-4. Again, another late inning victory. We fall behind 3-2 in the 7th, 4-3 going into the 9th. 2 runs in the 9th inning. Riley Green with a solo home run in the 8th. Phillips gives up a couple. Raylan Perez strikes out the side in the 9th to get the win. Is it really? I didn't know that. You'll be back in like an hour. All right, I'll be here. We'll probably still be in July. First game against Seattle's a 3-0 win. Luis Serna goes 6 1/3 shutout. Buxton with his 25th home run. Elvie Marte, 3 hits. Second base might not be another bad place to try to upgrade, but we'll get through the draft first and then sort that out. So another win leading into the draft, 4-1. Cam Collier, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Marte and Collier both homer. Green and Hernandez have 2 hits. Yeah, Appleby, the number, he's starting to level out here. 6 innings, 1 hit, 14 strikeouts for Caleb Appleby. Caleb Appleby would sign for 5 years at $15 million. What if we went 4? I'm actually okay with this. Will he do that? He will. 4 years, yeah. 4 years, $51 million for Caleb Appleby. It didn't even occur to me to offer him an extension. But yeah, can we? What about Serna? His ARB number. His ARB number's 11.6. All right, but that's fine. Oh boy. 10-year, 200. Yeah, I'm not doing that with him. Not doing that with him. I don't think there's anybody else we really need to talk. I mean, Ray. He's 31. Yeah, I don't want to pay him that much. I think we still have him for another year or 2, right? So Appleby, that would lock him up through here, and I have to think that if he continues to pitch like he is, his ARB numbers are going to be higher than that. So, yeah, Ray I'm fine with going year to year just because he's 31. All right, draft. We're picking 32nd. Oh, that's right. I have my my tweaked version of my draft board up, which is good. It's a good thing. All right, so wow. We had Jim Treats, 6'7", 200-pound corner outfielder. That's a great bat. Ed Haynes. Yeah, I don't like this profile with the low power and low eye. I love this. I love Clint Sowell. And he's a left fielder probably, but high work ethic, loyalty. That's a great batting. Right now it's Sowell. That's the pick I'm thinking about. They want us to take traits. All right, that's good to know. Jonathan Bagwell. It's not a great draft, at least just at first glance. Chris Bruce, high work ethic. Riquerdy Kuhn. That's a name. Riquerdy? It's not bad. But yeah, I'm leaning. So let's look at pitchers. guys know how I feel about the low ceiling, high floor kind of guys, and David Powell, I think is exactly what it is we're looking for. 50, 60, 55, 4+ pitches, high work ethic, high stamina. He's a power pitcher. I think it's Powell. And we hope that Soul is there with the next pick. All right. We can afford it, right? Yeah, we can afford it. We may not be able to offer more than slot to anybody else, but we can afford that. Let's just see. Oof. Alejandro Salcedo's there as well, but he wants $7 million. David Ambriz. I think we go Powell. I can't imagine Soul is there with the next pick. Especially considering OSA has him rated as an 80. Ugh. All right, so what do I do here, guys? Do I go high ceiling, potentially much lower floor, or do I go lower ceiling, higher floor? Because it comes down to Soul or Powell. Mock draft. Which of those guys goes first in the mock draft? Powell goes first to Colorado, which tells me he's probably not there. I don't see... I feel like I missed him. That's a name, man. Alaska Fine. That is a name. Where is he? A lot of pitchers going in the second round. Truck. Herrera. I'm not even seeing him. Sir Newbie of House Salad. That is a name. That is a fantastic name. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I don't even see him. So I think we take the pitcher. I think we take David Powell and hope that Clint Soul is there with our next pick. I think that's what we're going to do. Can never have too much pitching. And let's just see what happens. Yeah, he's gone. Where did he go? All right. Draft log. Ooh, he almost made it to us. He went in the second round, 17th pick to Houston. All right. Jose Charette. Corner outfielder, high work ethic, decent bat. And that's about it. Josh Burton. I don't want to draft the first baseman, even though he's got low work ethic. Chris Bruce. He looks okay. He'll be back in 40. All right. I will be here, Cardinal fan. Mike Giles, second baseman who can't play second base. Harmon Hubley is a center fielder who can't play center field. It's interesting. Savion Souls. I'm afraid of checking the pitchers now and seeing that there's like a bunch of pitchers left because there was a run on hitters. Yeah, this isn't a great draft. Not a terrific draft here. I'm not seeing anything that's... Arky Hughes looks okay. And I am not overly impressed with this draft so far. Yeah, starting to think maybe that I should have taken the well, I don't know. Ed Rice looks like a pretty decent two-way player. Passable in center field, can play left or right, has got a good bat. I mean, he's okay as a pitcher. 45, 50, 55. Normal work ethic. Josh Perry. Still a ways away at 19. I mean, the movement's already a 35. He's already got two pretty developed pitches. Yeah, I mean, there's still some good pitchers. Jamie was an impossible sign. Ambrace wanted 2.2, huh? Again, he has a changeup that likely doesn't develop. 50 stuff, 60 movement, 70 control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitch pitcher. Fastball, slider, curveball, sinker, splitter. Jim Decker. Yeah, this is super misleading. Like, if you were to look at this and you would see the potential 80 changeup, you would think that this guy would be fantastic, but you didn't know that the 20 changeup likely never develops. You get suckered into taking someone like Jim Decker earlier than maybe you should. This guy's really developed. Again, a changeup that doesn't probably develop, but Salgado, high work. Yeah, a lot of good pitchers still. A lot of good pitchers. I guess we should have gone with the hitter in that first round. That's okay. That is okay. We'll just load up on pitchers here in this draft, I guess. Do we go with the two-way guy? OSA doesn't like him nearly as much as we do. Who does OSA think we should? Or they think we should take Hayden, a catcher who can't catch. I'm good. I'll pass. Thank you. Which one was the impossible guy? It was Jamie Woods. I'm not even going to acknowledge this. I have to. His nickname is up there. That's a nickname. But he's impossible, so we're not even going to try. So do we go Perry? He wants 2.4. I think we take a shot at the younger guy here. Go after Perry. High work ethic, and then if Rice is there with our next pick, we'll take him. And he's not. All right, so we've lost out on both picks that we were looking at initially, which isn't terrific, but we'll survive. Super not impressed by the Chris Middle looks okay. I mean, if he's that, he's obviously a lot better, but that's a good right fielder. We can take Chris Middle. We need to take some offense, I think. Let's go back to pitching. Why am I looking at... So we got Salgado still there. He's really far away. But good stamina, fastball, slider. This changeup likely does develop, given that it's a 25. Fastball, sinker, slider, splitter, changeup, high work ethic. He's a side armor, though. I don't love the side armors because they typically have pretty nasty splits. I like the high work ethic. Haggerty's a reliever. We'll take Abraham Salgado. And now we can start looking at fielding ratings. We got Jonathan Steer, a low work ethic catcher who has 70 catcher ability. Ed Boyer, high work ethic, 65-65. I think we go that route instead. I need to add fielding ratings. Or not fielding ratings. Intelligence, adaptability, and work ethic. Yeah. This way we can just see who has the high work ethic. Aponte, he can't hit. Murdoch Shanowski. Yeah, that's a great name. That's a great name. And I like the profile. Bat's good enough. Great outfield range. He could be, I mean, that's RJ, right? I mean, well, the outfield range is 75, not an 80. But that's RJ. We're going to take Murdoch Shanowski with our 6th pick in the draft. Pat Dill, if he didn't have the low, so much low work ethic. Look at all these low work ethic guys. Dill looks really good, though. I'll take Pat Dill. I don't generally like taking low work ethic guys that early, but Art Coro's really bad. Chris Severson is also quite bad. Culp's got a great glove, but I don't think the contact ever develops. What do we got here? Mwenda Kantar just wants to play baseball and not be bothered. That's how I feel about my day-to-day, too. I just want to do my job and be left alone. I don't think that's unreasonable. Do you? I don't think it is. I think we're going to take Culp, though. There's just a little more here. Gloves substantially better. He's great in the great on the bases. And the bat, given that he's only 18, and he's from Tinley Park, and he went to UW Parkside. I was calling some UW Parkside softball games a couple of weeks ago. We're going to take Dave Culp. All right, so we're at round 9. Let's go back to batting potential. We will save that. All players. What do we got left? Bobby Duchak. High work ethic second baseman who can't really play second base. He can't really play second base either. Steve Applegate. Meh. Alejandro Orajima. Okay. Sure. Went to Arkansas. Take him. I just looked at him. What about power? We got anybody with power left? Not really. Yeah, not a great draft. Not a great draft. I'm happy with some of the high work ethic guys we got. Like, I'll take Ron Scott here. Maybe a second baseman with that high work ethic will develop well. Herb Akbar. That's a name. That is a name. There's a Ponte still there. Prince Baylark. Yep, we'll take him. Ponte is still there with the next pick. We'll take him because of the 65 catcher ability and the high work ethic. I don't think he ever makes it out of like high A ball, but we will see. What do we got here? Dylan Porter. High work ethic. We'll take him as well. We're at pick 14. Let's look at individual pitch potential. It's the one thing I haven't done yet. And we have to add adaptability, work ethic, intelligence. Let's see if we got any knuckleballers in the draft. We do not. Danny Burrish, low work ethic, 20 changeup. Oh, excuse me. Amari Boomer. Mike Downs. It doesn't look like it. I think we might be done. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody who has a decent, 3 or 4 pitch mix and has high work ethic. think we're done. All right, let's go ahead and let the AI complete the draft. I think we drafted a lot of players who have contract demands. I guess we didn't do a lot. How much money do we have? Oh yeah, we have plenty, right? Because we're not at our budget, so we can sign all of these players and be good with it. Abraham Salgado, sign him. Chris Middle doesn't want a lot of money. That's good. And Josh Perry. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't think that's a bad draft. We went really pitcher heavy. I think we got a couple of good. David Powell was our first pick again. Really, I don't want to say low ceiling because that's a really good pitcher. Nersha Bianco, rating with a party of 30. Thank you. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you, Nersha. My name is Aaron. This is a White Sox playthrough. We're in year 8, year 9 with our White Sox. We won a couple of World Series. And we are at the draft as we look for our third title in 4 seasons. I am at least my streams are strictly offline streams. I don't do perfect team on my streams, and I don't do online play. I do all that stuff in the comfort of my living room. But yeah. So welcome. Thank you for the raid. What were you playing at Nersha? Were you playing some out of the park baseball? Were you playing some MLB The Show? What were you doing? So yeah, David Powell was our top pick. Again, I don't want to call him necessarily a low ceiling player because those are really good ratings. Given that he's already 21, he probably starts in high A ball, probably with the team in the next year or two. Online league, out of the park baseball, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I'm in 2 online leagues right now that I've been in now for substantial amount of time, and I love my online stuff. But yeah, my live streams are strictly offline, and we typically will go 10, 15 years and then switch up. I have 2 different Let's Plays that I have going on at the same time. I've got this one here on GM Games, which they allow me to play this game here for people, I guess. And then on my channel, which is Around the World Sports, I have a Cubs playthrough that goes on over there. And here, I want to do this. That's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do at all. And then over on my channel, I have... is this the way I want to do it? I don't know. That's how I'm going to do it, though. That's how I'm going to do it. That's my channel. And over there I have a Cubs playthrough going that actually just finished. We just finished up our 10th season with the Cubs. And the next episode is going to be an expansion team. So we're taking over an expansion franchise in that series. 7 years old in real life. Wow. Yeah, there's one league that I joined about a year and a half ago now that's in the late 2040s. I don't know. I think they started in Out of the Park 16 or 17. And I've been in there for the last, 6 or 7 in-game seasons. So, and then the other one started about a year ago. That one started in 24. I think we're in started with Out of the Park 22. I think we're in, 2029 or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. They may have started in 2017, I think, which would put them a little bit behind. I want to say we're in 2047, 2048. I can't remember. I have it up. I could just look. I've got it up on another window here. Let me pull it up real quick. So yeah, David Powell was our first pick. Josh Perry, we went with the higher ceiling potential, high work ethic starting pitcher. I'm just waiting for it to load. Our third pick was Chris Middle. Outfield bat, not a lot of power, but good contact, good gap power. Looks like he might be okay. Abraham Salgado. He's a little dude, 5'10", $160, lefty ground ball side armor, but high adaptability, high work ethic. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the... I shouldn't assume. Thank you, friend, I should say, for we're in 2045, by the way. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to the Raiders. Okay, Outlaws, welcome, my friend. If you just are checking things out here as part of the raid, I hope you have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend. But if you want to hang out, that would be cool as well. Yeah, I sim the way I sim these, the way I do my live streams is I literally will sim day by day. So we'll look at box scores, and I'm a big stats geek. When it comes to normal numbers, I'm not, but when it comes to sports stats, I'm Rain Man. So I love numbers, and I love looking at box scores and stats and things like that. So we're literally going to go day by day here. So if that's not your bag, I get it. But if you like that level of detail, then you're more than welcome to hang out. Or frankly, if you're a perfect teamer and you want those drops and you want those free packs, you can hang out for that as well, as drops are enabled here. So you can just go do something else and you'll collect drops while you sit in the channel. So we just got through the draft. We just negotiated with all of our draft picks. And it's time now to figure out what we want to do from an offensive perspective. Jeremy Maxey's raised his batting average about 15 points since we looked at him recently. Carson Williams is a bit of an anchor in the lineup. Probably shouldn't be batting sixth. Yeah, our middle infield is a bit of a problem with Carson Williams and Noelvi Marte. Marte hasn't been bad for us. 754 OPS since we picked him up, but if there's a better option. I mean, Tarang's a better option, but he's making $28 million. CJ Abrams is a better option. He's making $25 million. Ernais is a better option, but he's making $11. Why no 888? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So there are some options here. It's just a matter of, I mean, we could just improve our defense and just stick Brian Hayes at third and call it a day. Bring Tim Anderson home. I mean, that's the bat we're looking for, but not at $16 million. Abrams at 25. Maybe CJ Abrams. And we can send Marte over to offset the cost, maybe. Tarang. Nah. What if we do... Yeah, we can't afford it as is. We would have to have them retain some. So let's get to that point. Oh, okay. So they might be okay with this. Or not. Yeah, that's not happening. I think we have a pretty I mean, it's not a great minor league pool. Man, we're better off than we have been. I want to make sure we get these all disabled. He's in A ball getting lit up, but it's probably where he belongs. 6'9", 195 pounds. He is a twig. Holy wow. All right. Acevedo, I don't know. He's not hitting in Double-A. I mean, that's a good bat. Is there anybody I'm willing to just say here? Yeah, like Lazaro Vigil. Wow. Look at that glove. Look at that glove. 70 range, 75 error, 80 arm. Wow. And let's just submit it. Maybe they'll give us a different answer, because I'm not willing to trade any of these players for CJ Abrams, but let's try it. Right? Let's try it and see what happens. Yeah, doesn't change it at all. Okay. So I don't think that Abrams is the answer. I mean, he might be the answer, but we can't afford that answer. So, did we? Oh no, we haven't even played a game yet. Let's just get ahead a couple. When's the All-Star game? 15th. Let's get to the All-Star game. Let's get through this series with Baltimore, and then we can look at deals leading into the All-Star game. So we lose 4-1. Baltimore now 8-5 win. Yeah, Slade Caldwell has been playing well for us. He was a Rule 5 guy in 2028, and he's hitting .330 right now. 2 for 2. Buxton drives in a pair. Josh Moore with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Collier and Cruz both homer. Ray gets hit hard-ish, but our bullpen does a nice job. Another game against Baltimore. Another win. We lose Carson Williams for 4 days. Marte with a grand slam. Yep. Noelvi Marte with a grand slam. Carson Williams homers before he gets hurt. Maybe catcher. Maybe we try to upgrade Riley Jackson. Because, again, the issue with Riley Jackson is that he's just okay defensively. I like the bat from a catcher. If his catcher ability, if these were flipped, like if he was a 55-50, like I would have no problem keeping him on. He's got a pretty solid bat, but I don't know, like his actual defensive ratings. I guess they're not terrible. His frame rate's above average. His Sarah's not. I mean, 4.25 ERA is not bad. Maybe just another bat off the bench. Garcia is not getting it done. I was hopeful that we'd get Joey Gallo numbers out of Anthony Garcia, but that's not happening. All right, let's get through this last game against. Have we had anybody sign yet? Yeah, we have. Boyer and Scott. Is Scott hurt already? Where is he? Oh, he's right there. So we haven't signed anybody else, right? 1, 2, yeah. Our top 4 picks are all still pending. All right. They should sign soon, I would imagine. I think they probably, most of them signed right there. Yep, there's Powell. There's Middle. Okay, so Middle's going to stay right where he is. Well, I don't know. Is he? I mean, he's 20. I think he probably starts in A-ball, honestly. He's 20. He's already a 45 contact, 65 gap. What happens if we stick him in right field? Yeah, I mean, that's a really good right field fielding profile. If the home run power actually develops, that's pretty good. So let's go here and let's force starting right. And then David Powell, we will disable and we will start him in high A ball. Man, I hope those ratings stay. Because that's basically what we're getting. The stuff, movement, and control is basically what we're getting out of Serno, who's our ace. So, all right, so final game leading into the All-Star break. We are currently 5 games up in the AL Central. And we lose the last game going into the break 4-3. Serno drops to 8-6. We sign anybody else? Doesn't appear we did. Who made the All-Star team for the White Sox? Johnny Ray, 10-1. Vince Sanchez is an animal, only making $15 million for the A's this season. His ARB numbers, 24 and 24.5. So we had Ray make it. Are you kidding me? Munoz and Palish made it over Raylan Perez. That is laughable. Laughable. Raylan Perez with his 4.61 ERA plus. That is a joke. Ooh, Neil Cruz, he wants to re-sign. I know you do, but I don't know that we can afford you. Did we sign? Did Appleby sign his extension? He hasn't. That's weird. I guess it was only 5 days ago. Those 5 days have taken 45 minutes at this point. But what are we doing? Oh, mail, right. All-Star game. So far, we had Johnny Ray make it. There was a second baseman, by the way, in the 80s for the Pirates named Johnny Ray. Heriberto Hernandez makes the All-Star team. You love to see that. And Jung-Hoo Lee. So we had 3 All-Stars. Jung-Hoo Lee, Heriberto Hernandez, and Johnny Ray, and that is it. Jung-Hoo Lee's been a solid acquisition for us. The contract does go up here the next couple of years. I got some ads, so YouTube, it's going to be you and me here for the next couple of minutes. Those were our 3 All-Stars. Prospect game. Did we have anybody in the prospect game? We had Zion Giroux, who's currently in AA. He probably starts next season in AAA. And gives us an option if... That's not what I wanted to do. Gives us an option if Riley Green chooses to opt out of his contract this season, which is a possibility. I mean, he's making $37 million a year each of the next 3 seasons, but it is a possibility that he opts out. It's also a possibility that Byron Buxton doesn't pick up the player option, so we may need an outfielder next season. So that gives us an option there. O'Neal Cruz number has just gone up. Yeah, I just can't afford that, my man. I just can't afford it. All right. Maybe just another bat. Maybe just a bat to bring in that... Foscue is making 10. He's out for 8 months. Never mind. Bring Luis Garcia back. I mean, he's hitting again. He didn't hit. The only place he didn't hit this in his entire career with the 94 games he played for the White Sox last season. Putting up a 123 OPS plus in Cincinnati this year. Only making $3 million. Misner. Ooh, that's kind of a neat profile. $9 million. Matt Olson. We bring in a Matt Olson. First season in Milwaukee. He's not that far removed. I mean, he's on pace for 27 home runs. He's on the block. Yeah, it costs next to nothing. What if you retain everything? Still costs next to nothing. Great. You want Juan Aguilera for a 100% retained Matt Olson? Sure. Great. So we pick up Matt Olson. That's going to allow us to send Garcia to the minors. That gives us a bat, but since it didn't cost us any money, we still are in line for that's not what I wanted to do. Still in line to pick another player up. Get him some playing time at first base and at DH. Play a couple of times a week. He'll also be the main pinch hitter. Against lefties. He's not as good against lefties. It's still passable. 45, 50, 55, 60 is fine against lefties. But it would be nice. I think it would have been, yeah, see, we're really left-handed heavy. That's something I didn't really think about. It would be nice to pick up. I mean, Riley Jackson could be that bat against lefties, but that means we need another catcher. Caldwell out there. So looking for a righty who can hit lefties really well. And Yandy's making $18 million. Is it just this season? It's a vesting option. 550 plate appearances. He is at what right now? 368. Bring Andrew Vaughn back home after all these years? I don't think so. Dylan Carlson. Switch hitter. I mean, it's not a terrible bat. It's not something I think we are in super desperate need for. What about pitchers? What do we got for pitchers on the block? Murillo's making $13 million. I mean, we could use another bullpen arm. I mean, we really could. Juan Fen is only making 8.7. He was a minor league signing. Oof. What for Juan Fen? Acevedo, Appleby, Caldwell, Saros, Hernandez. And none of these players I'm willing to give up straight up. But what I can do is we can start with like Gonzalez, who has struggled for us this year. Yep, and that'll be enough. Jorge Salazar. I'd rather not give up Salazar just because of the glove. I don't want to give up Leach. And Ciso. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. How much of this will you retain? So they will just take on 50%. What would you want to take on all of it? More than I'm willing to give up. What about 80? Andrews, no. He is the other half of our platoon next year, I think. Huh. Our second round pick a year ago. Yeah, he looks really good. All right, what about 70? Siegler's a good glove. It's probably just a backup outfielder in reality. Vanderhall 6'4", 195. Chance Mako? We just go Mako? I think we just go Mako. Cool. All right. So we will trade Luis Gonzalez, who is a pitcher who's been, I mean, the ratings suggest he should be better than this, but he's had 2 opportunities, and he's been really bad both seasons. So we're going to send Luis Gonzalez, Luis Enciso, which is, I mean, he's probably a second baseman with those ratings, not a shortstop, albeit actually might be a third baseman. He can't hit enough to be a third baseman, so he probably lands at second with those ratings. And then Chance Mako, who we drafted in the 4th round and just never developed. In an exchange, we're going to get Juan Fen, who has been absolutely fantastic for the Royals this season. Gives us another bullpen arm. We go Wolfick. So we're going to go Wolfick in long relief. We're going to go Fen in middle relief. Use more often and long relief. We'll sim ahead a few days and see how that goes, and maybe add another bat down the road. I don't know. We'll see. I think our offense is good enough. We hit a lot of home runs. I think our offense is good enough. And our pitching is, our bullpen was 6th, so I'm hoping that the addition of Then will only make it better. What is he? Oof. Yeah, we may be walking away from him at the end of this year, though. We're trying to trade him once we get to the offseason. All right, so old friend Max Fried still going strong for Oakland. He was with us for 2 years back in 24 and 25. Had a couple of good seasons. We traded him for Stephen Kwan, which wasn't a good deal for us. Really wasn't a good deal for them either. Ended up going to Oakland, where he's had 4 really good years in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons of at least 10 wins. The career's winding down, but he's still pitching well. All right. Game 1 will be Appleby against Fried. And it's a 5-3 loss. Followed by a 3-2 win. We got a 4-game lead on Cleveland and Minnesota. Green 2 for 4. Maxey, Green, and Collier all homer. Matt Olson goes 1 for 3. McKinney 6. Strong. Yuri Perez against Johnny Ray. As we look for our 60th win of the year, and we get it. All right. Well, I asked you what you were interested in signing for, and you said that you were willing to sign for that amount. Now all of a sudden it's 20. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll just sign you to a 1-year contract. I was just giving you what you asked for, dude. All right, so we walk this one off in the 9th. Is that a grand slam? Riley Green hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th to walk it off. He goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Eric Batanti. Oakland able to get him to develop. I have never been able to get Eric Batanti to develop. They traded for him. Good for them. So Green goes 3 for 5. Collier with it. Buxton homers, Collier homers, Green homers. Johnny Ray, Vera gets the win. Let's get through the New York series and we'll talk about maybe adding another piece. I still wouldn't mind adding. I mean, Marte's hitting, so there's no. I mean, we're not going to get better than that. I mean, he's hitting the ball. I wouldn't mind picking up a shortstop. Unless we just stick more at short and say the hell with it. I mean, he's putting up a 91 OPS plus. It's not terrible. He's got a great arm. The range is good enough. How's he doing at short? He's been below average at shortstop in the bigs. He's been really good at third. Yeah, let's get through the New York series, then we'll see about maybe upgrading at shortstop. Yeah. Let's see. All right, first game against New York is a 6-1 win over the Yankees. Dollard goes 6 shutout. Matt Olson with his first home run as a member of the White Sox. Cruz and Marte both homer. Drew Jamieson against Luis Serna now. We lose 4-1, and now Appleby wins 4-0, and we lose Riley Green for 6 weeks. Well, damn it. Okay. So it looks like we know what we're going after. We need an outfielder. Maxey with a 3-run homer in the second. Okay, well that hurts. So for right now, Caldwell, we can just call him up and put him in left, or call him up. We'll put him in the lineup and put him in left field, but we are going to need another outfielder now. I don't want him batting. I don't really have anybody else that we can bat third, so I guess it's him. All right, we need an outfielder. We need an outfielder. Alec Thomas at $25 million is not a... Why am I looking at it this way? Why am I looking at pitching potential? Royce Lewis can play left. What would it take to land a Royce Lewis? That might be the answer to the shortstop problem as well. Acevedo, Appleby, Saros. Yeah, I'm not giving you any of those players. How's Powell doing? 15 innings in his 2 starts, 16 hits, 10 runs. That's fine. Paulson's hitting. We're going to need his bat next year. Let's start with, where is he? Oh, Willem Couture. Look at this glove. Look at this third base glove. It's insane. He can't hit. Can't hit at all. But that glove is crazy. Tharps is another one we can't move. Yeah, I mean, he's developing too. So this is probably our third base solution if we can't sign O'Neal Cruz. Maybe not next season, but maybe the year. I don't know. I mean, he's already 60, 65. Just needs a little bit more development. Bobby Adams. Let's keep trying. Okay. They keep adding names, but they're the names I'm not willing to move. Sean Pearson, I'll give you him. It's close. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're going to make this work. We're going to pick up Royce Lewis, and he's going to be the answer to our answer to our problem. Steve Moon, that is an awful, awful bat. That is an elite defensive catcher. But yeah, again, they're still asking for all of my best prospects, which I don't want to do. But it looks like I'm going to have to do something. Looks like I'm going to have to... I think we're close. Okay, we're getting there. I think that is it. Quentin Pease. I don't know that I'm ready to give up on him yet. Eric Humphrey. I don't know that I want to give up on him either. No. No. All right, we're getting there, though. We are absolutely getting there. Sincere Maduka. I mean, it's such a good name. Such a good name, but I don't know that he ever hits enough. Mari Gemot. So they'll take this deal. Maduka, McCannon, Pearson, Adams, and Lewis. I don't care about Lewis. I don't care about Lewis. I don't really care about Bobby Adams. I don't really care about Sean Pearson. The movement probably never develops. McCannon, I sort of don't want to give up on. I love the stamina. He's got 3+ pitches. Can we do this without him? What about now? Nope. So we got to include McCannon, or is there another solution? Let's go ahead and make sure we disable the promotion there. Yeah, I'm not giving up any of these guys. Mike Bauer, catcher who can't catch, but that's a decent bat. I mean, he's not hitting yet, but I told you, man. Yeah, I've made a couple of trades. I'll show those trades here in a minute. I've spent the last 15 minutes trying to snag Royce Lewis from the Padres because we lost what's his name? Why am I blanking? We lost Riley Green for 6 weeks, so we need to bring somebody in. And I have a deal in place if I want to do this. It's three players that I don't care about at all: Lewis, Adams, and Pearson, along with Sincere Maduka, who high work ethic, 23-year-old. His overalls have increased, his potentials have dropped, but he has the high work ethic. We have so many good outfielders that I don't care about it. And then Josh McCannon, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm fine with this. Will they retain? Oh, he gets paid next year too. How much of this will you retain? Oh, well, I didn't even realize that. So we got to add more. I didn't realize he was making. I didn't realize he was paid through next season. I mean, is that it's not a terrible thing that he's getting paid through next season, but I don't want to pay him for next season. There's nobody on this list that I really want to give up. Wolfhook hasn't been great this year, but I think a lot of that is driven. He's got a pretty high BABIP. Our number's 2.2. I could give up Josh Moore and be done with it, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I don't. All right, what about 40%? That's a bummer, man. That is a bummer. I don't know that. Well, let's think about this. If I add in someone like Pease, they'll retain 50%, which means we pay Royce Lewis 50% this year, 50% next season. That means he's making $6.8 million this year and next. And he becomes our starting second baseman. It means we can move on from Marte. We can make Moore our starting shortstop. This year, Lewis can go out into left for the next 6 weeks. I think I'm okay with this. It's giving up a lot, but it's not giving up it's not giving up any of our best prospects. Not giving up any of our best prospects. It's 6 players. But, I mean, what if we bump this up? Okay, so there's a limit. Like, they're just... I was hoping maybe that there was, like, another 20 guy that I could give them. Yeah, all right. So it looks like 50's that limit. All right, I'm going to do this. Trade a bunch of decent prospects for some players that are just okay. Royce Lewis will come in and every third game there, every fourth game here. Moore will come in every third game there. Can he play right? What's his outfield arm? The 50. Can't really play out in right field. So the backup right fielder will be Slade Caldwell. And then against lefties, he is going to play left field and bat third. And then Caldwell can come in and be that defensive sub for him. All right. Well, I think that works. So we pick up Royce Lewis. We're going to be paying him $6.5 million this year and next, but really good bat against lefties and still quite good against righties as well. So, all right, I think those are the deals we'll make going into the deadline. So we will keep simming along here. We lose our first game 4-1. Kansas City, Sean, what is up, my friend? How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. And we score 1 run in our first 2 games with the new look lineup. We have a 2-game lead over Cleveland. How are you doing today, Sean? Let's not get swept by the Indians. We get swept by the Indians. That's not great. It's down to a 1-game lead, and now we got the Red Sox. We do bounce back with a victory there. how have I been? I have been good. Byron Buxton 3 for 4, Collier 3 hits, 3 runs knocked in. Yeah, I've been good. Today was a good husband day. I went to Home Depot and got 10 bags of dirt for my wife and bought one of my kids a new bike. I still got one other kid I have to buy a bike for, but I couldn't fit any more stuff in the back of the minivan, so 10 bags of dirt and a bike. And promised my kids a movie tonight, so doing a little bit of an earlier stream today so that I can get to them later this evening after dinner. So, but yeah, been good. Looking forward to having tomorrow off, of course. All right, do I sacrifice defense for offense here? I'm thinking about just doing this, in all honesty, and just sacrificing the defense. And am I really making that big of a sacrifice? I mean, he's 60, 75, 65, 65 versus 60, 60, 55, 50. I mean, he's not nearly as good. 10 bags of dirt and a bike. Prentice Brown, you are 100% right, man. Only problem is I didn't throw it in the back of my pickup truck. I threw it in the back of my Lincoln Town and Country minivan, and that doesn't have quite the same ring to it. But yeah, you are absolutely correct. That is a pretty solid country band name. If we do this, we do sacrifice infield defense. Because he's been bad at shortstop this year. But maybe we do that, and then we just bring in Moore as our as our defensive sub at third. I think maybe we try this. See if we can get a little bit more offense. We win this game 5-2. Already look at this box score I did. Yeah, Serrano with the win. All right, we got Appleby pitching today. And we lose 10-4. Caleb Appleby getting hit hard this year. Not having a great season. And I think we're good in terms of trade deadline stuff. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. So I think we just go ahead. And as much as I like the deadline day feature that's been added into the game, what it made me do was realize how many of my deals I make prior to the deadline. Right? Like, I just don't make many deals on deadline day anymore. Do we want to add another pitcher? If we added another pitcher, who would go? I don't know. In reality, I just lost my mouse. What happened there? Okay, got it back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we would lose anybody. I mean, Then's been really bad. 8 runs in 7 innings. That's not encouraging. But he gave up, 5? 5 and a third of an inning in this game that we just lost against the Red Sox. Yeah, I don't know that we would add anything else in reality. I think we just stick with this. Let's just go ahead and sim. We win 9-1. Hey, Sean, I'm going to be in Kansas City on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of June for 3 baseball games, actually. The Dogs are going down to Kansas City to take on the Monarchs, so I will be down there calling those games. Looking forward to that. So Royce Lewis hitting .350 since we picked him up as a double. Hits a second home run. Heriberto Hernandez, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. McKinney, 7 shutout innings. And now we just sim day by day by day by day by day. There's nothing else to do until we get to the end of the season. All right, player development. Serna's potential movement gets better. Any significant? I mean, we're not looking like these minor, like 1 or 2 pluses or minuses. Defensive rating for Maxey just got better. At average, though. I mean, he's been plus WAR with a 631 OPS and a 75 OPS plus. Cruz. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if the ratings continue, or if the not the ratings, if his ratings continue to drop and he's not hitting, I have to think that the the demand will go down as we go on through the season. And the other thing we have looming is Marquise Tharp. Like, I mean, he's a very good defensive third baseman in his own right. I mean, he could play. I mean, he could play anywhere on the infield with that range. The arm's not great, but he can hit. He can hit. Totally go to that game if you don't. Where do you? Oh, you don't have to tell me where you live if you don't want to. But that'll be my first chance to get down to see the Monarchs play. Looking forward to that. Linty Cooper, that is a name. Cool. Our DSL team is 2-36. That's a thing. All right, let's start simming the month of August here. Green will be out through the entirety of August. That likely tells me that he probably doesn't opt out of the contract, given that his counting numbers are going to be way down. You're in Denver. Gotcha. Beautiful city. Been to Denver once in my life. I used to go to the college hockey Frozen Four every year, and I went in Denver, and it was 15 years ago now. Beautiful city. We were going to go to Coors Field, but the game got snowed out, so we couldn't go. We win 2 out of 3 at Las Vegas. And Las Vegas in this playthrough is not the A's. It is actually an expansion team. They expanded to Los Angeles. Josh Moore, 2 for 2 hits. Maxey drives in 3. Jung-Hoo Lee, couple of hits, couple RBIs. Slade Caldwell hitting .335 this season. I would say that was a successful Rule 5 pickup. Serna goes 4 2/3. Mason Albright does really well in relief. We got the last place Tigers here for 3, so it'd be nice to sweep. Well, that's not going to happen. We lose the first. We win the second 5-3, and Cleveland's hanging in with us, hanging in. We can't shake the Indians, or the Guardians, rather, excuse me. Collier 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Lewis hitting .333 since we picked him up. McKinney is 11-6. Raylan Perez with a sub-1 ERA. Final game against Detroit. We win 1-0. Thank God Johnny Ray is dominant. RBI from Caldwell. Ray goes 5 shutout. Good stuff. Can't see. I was really impressed by Denver's public transportation. That was probably the most impressive thing to me, was being able to get around the city easily. Coming from Chicago, that's important to me. All right, we got Kansas City now. We're at Kansas City. And we win the first game 3-1. And Cleveland just hanging with us, man. Just hanging and hanging and hanging. Lewis and Buxton each with 2 hits. I didn't even realize our 3-4 hitters are both former Minnesota Twins. Dollard pitches well again. Dollard's pitched really, really well over the last month and a half. Yeah, he had a rough April, but look at his, May. It's gone down every month. He's been really good. I'm glad we signed him to that extension that we did. Not terrible. I think we got him for next year, too. And next year it's $6 million. I will take that. All right, game 2 against the Royals. Looking for our 70th win. We don't get it. Cleveland wins again. They're a game out. 4-2. And Cleveland just keeps winning. They just keep winning. How many in a row is that for them? It's 4 in a row. Yeah, we can't shake them, man. We can't shake them. Best record, second best record in the American League. The Blue Jays are still the best team in the AL. We score 2 in the 10th. Cam Collier drives in a couple. Appleby 7 2/3. That was nice to see. Now we take on the Blue Jays, the aforementioned Toronto Blue Jays with the best record in the AL. First game at home is a win, 6-4. 4 in the second. Josh Moore, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. I you can't complain when someone's got that kind of glove. If he can give you this, especially as a utility guy, like I don't know that he's ever going to hit enough to start, but as a utility guy, yeah, it works for me. Collier 2 hits and an RBI. McKinney gives up 1 earned run in 5 1/3. Another win and another Cleveland win. 3 in the first, 3 in the fifth. Jung-Hoo Lee with a home run. Byron Buxton hits his 30th home run, and it's August 13th. On pace for 41 home runs. What's his career high in this world? 46 back in 2020. It's almost 400 home runs for Byron Buxton. I would think if you were a Twins fan, you would be, and I told you that Byron Buxton would hit almost 400 home runs in his career, you'd probably jump at that. The light rail is nice. Rode it a few times. Used to see the Rockies-Royals games. A lot of fun to see Casey. Even when they're bad, it's nice to see your hometown team. I mean, you know, I felt that way about the Red Sox when they come to Chicago. It's just nice to see your team play, even when they're not great. All right, so the final game of the series, we look for the sweep. And we don't get it, but finally Cleveland loses. We don't lose any ground because Cleveland finally lost. We got Minnesota now. We're 3 weeks away from getting Riley Green back. I think when we get Green back, I think Marte probably goes to the bench and we move Royce Lewis to second. I'd kind of like to leave Caldwell in the lineup with how well he's been hitting. We'll figure it out. We got 3 weeks before we got to worry about it. All right, Minnesota. Ooh, we're tied for first place as the Guardians win. Game 2. We've lost 2 straight at Minnesota. And we do bounce back with a 10-5 win in the finale. Jung-Hoo Lee, 3 hits. Cruz, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Matt Olson with his 3rd home run. Cruz and Lee both homer. McKinney gets the win. I just gotta... What did we have going on here? I just thought I got a message. Nope. I got a Discord message. I didn't. Well, I might have, but it was in a different channel, so it doesn't matter. All right. At Tampa with a 1-game lead on Cleveland as we are midway through August. 3-0 win. Johnny Ray, man, he's got to be in talks for the Cy Young. 5 hitless innings for Ray. A 2.64 earned run average. We get a home run from Heriberto Hernandez, who struggled lately, but still on pace for a 30 home run season. He might be somebody who goes next season. A $9.5 million ARB number for a truly, I mean, he's so good against lefties, though. I don't know. Again, not a problem for right now. Lewis has cooled off tremendously since we picked him up. Still putting up an 800 OPS. Cruz with a couple RBIs. Yeah, I think this is it for O'Neill. Contract demand hasn't come down at all, and he's been okay with the bat this year. Game 2 at Tampa. Get the win, 8-0. We can't put any ground at all between us and Cleveland. Every time we win, they win. Every time we lose, they lose. Cam Collier 3 for 4, drives in a couple. Hernandez 3 for 5, drives in a couple. Serna 5 shutout. And we can't put any ground between them at all. What's our record this month? 11-7. Not terrible. Not terrible. All right. Versus LA, the 55-71 Angels. You look for a sweep here at home. 18-0 victory. Yes, sir. A 10-run 6th, 10 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th. Get it done. Jung-Hoo Lee 3 for 5 with 8 RBIs. Okay, so he hit 2 home runs. Royce Lewis hit 2 home runs. Heriberto Hernandez with a homer. 5 home runs in this one. We scored 18 runs, and our 4-5 hitters went 0 for 7. 4 hits for Cam Collier, 2 hits, 5 RBIs for Royce Lewis. 3 for 5 with 8 RBIs for Jung-Hoo Lee. He's on pace for 6.5 WAR this year. Appleby 6 1/3. Appleby's either dominant or he gets hit hard. There doesn't seem to be really any in between with him. He's on pace for 4.5 WAR and a below average ERA plus. That's weird. That's weird. All right, game 2 against LA. We did extend our lead to 2 games. We lose behind McKinney and now Johnny Ray. We win 10-5. So we have gained a game on Cleveland. We're now 2 games up. Noelvi Marte, 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Slade Caldwell, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Cam Collier. Jackson, 2 for 4. Yeah, I don't know what to do about Jackson because the bat's pretty good. Like, I want to say like some more. If those end up being his real ratings, you can find a home for his bat. Right? Like, I mean, that's a really good bat, but that's just passable. Mason Albright's been really good for us. All right, Houston now. There's a win. Riley Green suffers a... All right, so we lose Riley Green for the year. That likely means that he opts into the contract and probably means the ratings start to dip. That could be concerning. But yeah, we're going to have to finish this season without Riley Green, it looks like. So thankfully we picked up Royce Lewis, who's been hitting pretty well. It's a good game for Buxton. Olsen, a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs rather. Hernandez, Buxton homers twice. Maxey and Marte. So that's 5 home runs. Dollard goes 5. Still can't shake Cleveland. Still sitting with a 2-game lead. Now a 3-game lead. There we go. Serna picks up his 11th. Caldwell 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Cruz 2 for 4. I mean, do we try to trade? I mean, it's crazy to think about, but if Caldwell keeps hitting like this, can we trade Riley Green in the offseason? We may think about it if he doesn't opt out. Even if we have to retain 50%, I mean, if we can improve in other places, I don't know. We'll get there and figure it out, I think. All right, another game at Houston. We have a 3-game lead now. We win 4-3 in 11 innings. Marte 3 for 5 with an RBI. It's a couple of doubles. Appleby goes 6. Vera gets the win. Glad we hung on to Norhe. Thought about moving him. I'm glad we hung on to him. He's pitching well. Texas now. Where are the Rangers? 66 and 66. McKinney looking for his 14th. And he gets it. An easy 9-1 victory. Hernandez 3 for 4. Cruz 3 for 4. They each drive in a pair. Caldwell hits his 5th home run. McKinney 7 strikeouts and 5 2/3. Then has pitched much better as of late since that one outing where he gave up 9 runs or whatever it was. Yeah, in July. He's been good in August. Game 2, Johnny Ray looking for his 14th, and he gets it. 28-9 between McKinney and Ray. Cam Collier. I'm shocked that he's a 280 hitter. Really, given those ratings, but I'll take it. I can't imagine that he maintains this over the course of multiple seasons, but while he's doing it, I'm certainly not going to complain. Buxton drives into, Cruz drives into, Ray strikes out 6 and 5. Final game of the series against Texas. It's another win. Our lead's up to 5 now. So we are gaining a little bit of ground between us and Cleveland. Buxton with a home run. Matt Olson hasn't been great since we call it. I mean, 794. I mean, it's better than what we had out there, right? I mean, I can't complain really about what we're getting out of him. Jackson's got that average up to 254. Dollard goes 5 1/3. Raylan Perez rocking the 1.29 ERA. Final game of August. Just thinking about it as we get to roster expansion. Is a loss, but we don't lose any ground. All right, so Vera, his potential dropped. That's fine. Fenn, 65, 65, 60. That's fine. And it looks like we're going to an ad, so it looks like it's YouTube. It's you and me. Cole Phillips has pitched really well. We picked him up right before the season started. He wants to be in the rotation, but I don't have a spot for him in the rotation right now. Acevedo gets better again, which is nice. Still not really hitting. He's going to have to repeat Double-A next year. Tharps, he continues to rake. Starts in Triple-A next year. David Powell, this is awesome. He was our #1 pick this year. Already seeing some growth out of him, pitching really well in A-ball. In fact, I think we just leave him there. I'm not gonna fuss about it. Andrews gets better. That bat. I mean, that bat will play. The bat will play. He's a switch hitter. Better against righties than he is against lefties, but that's fine. Jamo, again, good defensive player. And bat hold up, I don't know. Cool. All right, so we have roster expansion. We have to call up a couple of players. Not going to think too hard about this. We're going to call up Tamez, or do we call up Jaloff? I think we call up Jaloff to give us another bat off the bench, specifically against lefties. And I have Jaloff here because I don't want my backup catcher pinch hitting, because then we don't have another catcher. All right. And we're without Green for the year, right? Yeah, he's out for 3 months. All right. Okay. Final month of the season. We're 83 and 53. That was a good month. 19 and 9 for us. We gained a couple of games on Cleveland. And now we just got to hang on here for the stretch. We lose our first game of the month. Lost 2 in a row to Seattle. Make it 3 in a row to Seattle. That leads back down to 2 games. That didn't take long. Back up to 3 games is Johnny Ray. Did Ray not pitch long enough to get the win? He only went 4. Hell. Stop pulling him out of the game. Just stop. Lewis, Buxton, Cruz all homer. 4 RBIs for Byron. Baltimore now. Another loss. Not a good stretch here for us. There we go. 5-2 win. Only a 2-game lead over Cleveland. Serrano with the win. Again, stop pulling them so early. Like, I've got a slow hook, and they're allowing him to throw 90 pitches. Just let him pitch, man. Let him pitch. Jung-Hoo Lee, 3 hits. Moore and Williams each driving a pair. At Oakland now, Max Fried on the hill against his former team, and we win 5-3. We lose Carson Williams for 5 days. That's fine. 4 hits for Slade Caldwell out of the leadoff spot. Marte 3 for 4. Appleby strikes out 11 and 4 1/3, but again, I don't know. I have them set at 110 pitches and slow hooks, yet they're being pulled at 90. So, I don't know. Colin McKinney. It's a 2-1 win. Not a lot of offense these last few days, but a win's a win. Buxton with a 2-run homer in the 9th. Byron's up to 37 bombs now. We're still first in the American League in home runs, 5th in runs scored. First in pitching, and I knew we were going to take a bit of a hit defensively moving Royce Lewis into that shortstop position. I mean, he hasn't been as bad for us as he was for San Diego, so it's been okay. Final game, Johnny Ray. We lose 6-4, leads down to 2. I have to imagine we have another series here against Cleveland. We got it coming up. We got the Yankees followed by the Indians at home. So that's obviously a huge series. We win this game 2-0. Taylor Dollard with 5 shutout. He threw 72 pitches. Why did he only throw 72 pitches? Stop pulling my pitchers out of games. Jung-Hoo Lee with a home run. Caldwell and Buxton each with 2 hits. Jameson now against Serna. There's another win, 7-3, leads up to 3 games. 7 different players with RBIs. Lewis with his 6th home run since we brought him over. 780 OPS, slightly worse with the bat. Maybe a little bit more power. Yeah, he's been slightly worse with the bat since we brought him over, but that's, which is weird considering Guaranteed Rate is more of a hitter's park than Petco or whatever that park is called these days. Final game is Appleby against Cole Henry. Looking for our 90th win. Nope. All right, so we take on Cleveland here. We have 3 games against the Indians. Is this our last 3 against Cleveland? Yeah, we finish against 3 really bad teams. So that's a reason for optimism, but let's see how things go here against the Guardians. We got McKinney against Andre Lara in game 1. And we win 6-1, so that pushes our lead up to 3 games. Hernandez, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Caldwell, 3 hits. Lewis with another home run. McKinney picks up his 15th victory. So now it's Jordan Wicks against Johnny Ray. We win again. Yeah, we're just looking to put the Indians out of their misery right now. We score 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Hernandez drives in 2. Jackson with a home run. Perez picks up his 46th save of the year, and we look to sweep. Bronny Munoz is really good, though. They signed him to an absurd contract, so they're going to be stuck with. I say that paying Riley Green $37 million a year for the next 3 years, but, we'll see. All right, Taylor Dollard against Bronny Munoz as we look for the sweep. We don't get it, so we take 2 out of 3. We pick up a game on Cleveland, and we got the Red Sox, who are 60. We have the Red Sox, Las Vegas, Detroit, and Kansas City in our final 12 games or whatever. So 4 teams with losing records. We're at 100 and so 8-4 in these last 12. That would be nice. 8-4, get us to 99 wins. There's 1 6-5 extra inning win, and we do clinch a playoff appearance with that victory. Marte, a 300 hitter. I'm glad I didn't take him out of the lineup. I mean, I don't suspect that we're going to keep him beyond this season. We have other options, but, I mean, that's really good. Maxey drives in a pair. Serna goes 6 2/3. Game 2. All right, leads down to 2. Got McKinney pitching today. Leads down to 1. So we lose 2 out of 3 against a bad Boston team. All right, we pick up a win there. Cleveland loses 93-61, so that's 154 games. So we need to go 7-1 in the last 8 to end up with 100 wins. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Lewis, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Collier drives in a pair. Johnny Ray gets his 15th win. Garrett Crochet pitching for Las Vegas against Taylor Dollard. We win again, 7-3. Buxton hits his 38th. Hernandez hits his 30th. Matt Olson hits his 5th. What's our magic number? It's got to It's gonna be 4 or something. 6. Okay, magic number 6. All right, final game against Los Port Dog. Thank you for the follow, my friend. How are you? How is your Sunday going? This long weekend. 4-2 win. All right, leads back up to 3, so that means our magic number is now 4, which is huge. O'Neill Cruz does get to 20 home runs again. It's 3 straight seasons. I mean, still really good. I mean, he's been excellent defensively, but I don't know that he's worth that given our financial situation for next season. Yeah, we're right now on the books $202 million because of our bullpen. We are going to have to make, I think there's some easy decisions, and we'll get to that. But Tamez is probably gone at 3.6. We just non-tender or try to trade him. Altamirano, I don't want to get rid of simply because of his nickname. I don't want to get rid of Balls, but at $3 million or $3.5 million, it's probably not worth keeping him on. We got a lot of money invested in our bullpen, so. And we still have to wait and see what Buxton does with this team option and whether or not Riley Green opts out. So we really have no idea where we're going to be financially. I would rather almost Riley Green opt out and then we re-sign O'Neill Cruz and just figure it out. But that'll be later. All right, so the magic number's down to 4. We have 3 against Detroit, followed by 3 against Kansas City. So that's our final 6. Detroit and Kansas City. First game against Detroit. It's another win. So our magic number's down to 3. This is an easy one. Marte, 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. Maxey, 2 for 5. He's giving us some pop. 13 home runs. I'll take it, man. Good for 1.2 WAR, even though he has 620 OPS. Cruz with 3 hits. Appleby picks up the win. And I want the division. I want the division. Once we win the division, we can start to think about resting some of our starters for the postseason. So magic number's 3. Magic number's 2. We win 6-5 and 10. I just need Cleveland to lose a damn game so that we can pick up a couple of games off of our magic number. Cruz 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. He hits 2 home runs. Collier hits his 30th. Perez with another save. All right, looking for the sweep, and we get it. Our magic number is now 1. As Johnny Ray, another 5 1/3 hitless innings. He's 16-3 with a 2.81 ERA. Jung-Hoo Lee with his 22nd home run. Royce Lewis on base 4 times. So this means our magic number should be 1, right? Yep, it is 1. So let's just win this game. And then we can bench Serna and Appleby for the final 2. Well, it shouldn't matter. I think we are probably going to get... Yeah, I think we're going to get... Yeah, we're not going to have to play in the wild card. We're not going to have to play in the wild card matchup. So even if those guys have to pitch the final games of the season, we still get that first round off because we're going to have the best record in the American League. All right, Kansas City today. Just thinking about it. It's 3-2 loss. But we clinch the division because Cleveland loses as well. So we'll let Serna and Appleby go here, and we'll hope that neither of them get injured. Raylan Perez blows a save. He had look, a 7-run 9th inning for the Royals. Ugh. 5 unearned runs, courtesy of an error by Carson Williams. Got to make sure to staple him to the bench for the postseason. That sucks. All right, final game of the year. I was hoping to get to 100 wins. And we get there we get to 99 with a 7-0 win over Kansas City in the final game of the year. Appleby with a good outing. Collier hits his 31st. Josh Moore homers twice. in the finale, and we end the season 99-63, which I think is our second best record overall. So we'll take a look at the team stats and stuff, and then we finished 99-63, so our second best record over our 106-56 team, which was 10 games over the Pythag, but that was the first of our back-to-back World Series titles. Offensively, remember Riley Green's not here, so that's not showing up. Jung-Hoo Lee with another great season, 5.3 WAR, 22 home runs, 73 knocked in, 361 on base percentage. Noelvi Marte hit 300 after we picked him up. Posted a .513 slugging percentage at 22 home runs. Byron Buxton came up short of 100 RBIs and 40 home runs, but I will take that. Defensively, he's starting to just be average in the outfield, but if he can give you 3.5 WAR, you take it. Royce Lewis was not bad after coming over. 267, 348, 460. I mean, 800 OPS out of your starting shortstop is not anything you'll, scoff at. Defensively, he wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible. It was passable. It was fine. He's probably our starting second baseman next year. O'Neal Cruz only played 114 games, still put up 3.5 WAR. Heriberto Hernandez had his best season, but again, probably a bat that we look to move. I don't know. I mean, the ratings are so good against lefties, but I don't know that I want to pay him $9 million or whatever it is because he's a good hitter against lefties. We'll see. Cam Collier, just a revelation this year. Did not expect this at all. We got him in the offseason for where is it? 11/23 for Adrian Sugaste. And Sugaste proceeded to put up a 645 OPS in Cincinnati, so that was the right move. I want to save this real quick. I don't want the game to crash. Let's get through the save. I think it may have just saved, but safe than sorry, right? Slade Caldwell, again, a great year. As a Rule 5 guy 2 years ago, has been fantastic for us in his 2 seasons. Matt Olson, after coming over, 248, 360, 460, put up an 827 OPS. I mean, I'll take it. Not going to complain about that. Maxey, rookie campaign, was bad with the bat as we anticipated, but really good with the glove. Jackson put up a 755 OPS as our backup catcher. I guess you're okay with that. And then Josh Moore was almost league average with the bat while giving us good defense. So offensively, we were better this year than we've been in the past. Our pitching staff was phenomenal, as it's been for the better part of a decade now. Luis Serna, 12-9, 128 ERA plus. We had 2 pitchers strike out. Johnny Ray came up just 3 strikeouts shy of 200. Caleb Appleby, 246 Ks on the year. Raylan Perez saved 49 games, put up a 1.36 ERA. Colin McKinney, a 15-win season. He's had back-to-back really nice seasons. Excuse me. My allergies are starting to get to me here a little bit. Juan Then was fine. He had that one really bad outing, but otherwise was great. Excuse me. And then the rest of our bullpen was fine. So really happy with the way this season went, especially the second half. We were 28-26 going into June, but June through the end of the season, we were just fantastic. So 4th in runs scored, 1st in runs allowed. Yeah, so we were a good team this year. All right, let's look at players eligible for the postseason roster. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. All right, so who's not on the roster that should be? Well, it looks like everybody we want out there is out there. Yeah, good, and it just took Williams out of the lineup altogether. That's fantastic. All right. We are going to do this and this and this. There are enough days off in between games that these guys should never get tired. So we'll go Olson, I think we'll go Caldwell, Olson, Jaloff, and Moore as our pinch hitters against lefties, and then against righties. Or no, this is against lefties, rather. What do we want to do here? Caldwell for the defense, I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we don't have a lot. I mean, Jaloff is our only like right-handed bat off the bench. Hopefully that doesn't come back to burn us in the playoffs, but we'll see. Yeah, Caldwell. We'll have Jaloff be our main leadoff hitter, followed by Cam Collier. All right, so there is our postseason. Who are we? We don't know who we're going to be taking on right yet, right? That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. So we're playing either the Orioles or the Guardians. So we had the best record in the league. The Guardians are the second best record in the league. So let's get to the next round and just kind of see how it goes. It may save here again. It's going to save when we get to October 1st. All right, so so we're taking on the Guardians. No surprise. So the Guardians take out the Orioles in 3. The Mariners sweep the Twins. The Angels sweep the Mets. The Reds sweep the Padres. Let's take a look at Cleveland. They are the defending champions, don't forget. So they knocked us out of the postseason last year in the American League Championship Series. So, yeah, you got to go through the champs to did I lose my mouse again? There we go. I got it back. You gotta get through the champs in order to win it all. So we got a couple of really good pitchers at the top of their rotation, Javier Santos and Bronny Munoz. Neither of them are pitching yet because they had to pitch in the wild card round. Good bullpen. Andres Munoz, continues to be an elite pitcher at 31 in this playthrough. Offensively, they're okay. Juan Ortega, they're clean. What is going on with my mouse here? There we go. Bobby Davis, looks like a pretty damn good leadoff hitter. Yep. Wow, he's really good. Ben Whalen, Ketel Marte still going strong. Yeah, so Davis and Ortega are kind of their two big bats, and then they get it done with pitching. So we have to set our rotation. That's not the right team. So I guess Dollard comes out, and I think we're going to change up the rotation here a little bit. We're going to go Serna, Ray, McKinney, and then Caleb Appleby will be our number 4 starter. I would say Ray was our best starter this year, but Serna will get the nod on in game 1. We're going to bring everybody in a little bit earlier. Because that's what you do in the postseason. Yeah, I think we're going to be good there. All right, let's get to it. Gavin Stone, and this is a game we need to win. If 1 and 2 7.13 beats our ace at home, that probably tells us we're not long for this playoffs, and we lose 6-4. Of course we do. Serna doesn't make it out of the 3rd. Stone gives up 1 run in 5 1/3 innings. Out of the park, man. All right. Bronny Munoz against Johnny Ray in game 2. And we're down 2-9. We're going to get swept. And it's not even close. We got 1 hit. This game sometimes. It's all right. All right, game 3 in Cleveland. Colin McKinney against Andre Lara. Well, it's going to be Colin McKinney against Javier Santos. And we win, and we lose Slade Caldwell for 6 weeks. Cool. We now no longer have a left fielder. It's got to be Royce Lewis. That means Josh Moore comes in at shortstop. We literally don't have a backup outfielder for the rest of the postseason. It's going to have to be Jake Jaloff. The rest of the regular season could literally be 1 game. So we need a big one out of Appleby here in Game 5 or Game 4, and we didn't get a big win from Appleby, but we won the game. They had a 7-run fourth inning. Appleby doesn't make it out of 3. And we got our ace on the mound in Game 5, so I mean it's not the worst thing in the world, right? And we got our ace on the mound at home in Game 5. Let's see if he can make it out of 3 innings in this one. We do. We come back. We fall down 2-0. We win the final 3 games of the series, including the finale 4-3. Took a 3-0 lead. They scored 3 in the 7th. We scored a run in the bottom of the 7th inning to advance. Jung-Hoo Lee hits .500 with 3 home runs and 4 knocked in. Serna, that's what you like to see. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 Ks, and we advance to take on the Seattle Mariners. And we do need to figure out what we're going to do from a defensive perspective. We literally don't have an outfielder that we can call up for the next round. I guess we call Williams back up, and then that allows us to put Royce Lewis in the outfield if somebody gets hurt, I suppose. I mean, we're literally just worried about an injury at this point is all we're kind of really dealing with here. Royce Lewis in left, and I guess Carson Williams at short against lefties, yeah. Jaloff. And I guess Royce Lewis. This is exactly the time where Byron Buxton gets hurt, and now we don't have a center fielder either, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're taking on Seattle. We'll take a look at Seattle here in a minute. Let's look at the Mariners. 87-75. They won their division. They had the worst offense in the American League. A really good pitching staff, but the worst offense in the American League. And they're without their starting shortstop and their starting third baseman. And George Kirby and Amilcan Moeller. Yeah, Julio Rodriguez has got the ratings, but didn't hit it all. Kalinic is not particularly good. Tristan Cautious, not particularly good. But a good pitching staff. Pablo, well, I mean, good numbers. I mean, Lopez, the ratings aren't fantastic, but... All right, here we go. American League Championship Series, Game 1. Pablo Lopez against Johnny Ray in Chicago. Goes to the White Sox. We win 5-2. Got down 2-0. Scored 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Home runs from Cruz, Collier, and Hernandez. Johnny Ray strikes out 10 in 6 and a third. Game 2, Cade Cavalli. Nope, Jack Flaherty. Oh, wow. Jack Flaherty's still cruising here. He had a good year in Seattle. Look at that. Against Colin McKinney. And we're up 2-0, and we lose Noel V. Marte for 5 weeks. This is really testing our depth. But we did blow them out. We win 17-1. Whether you win by a run or 10 runs in the postseason doesn't matter. But Jung-Hoo Lee hitting .533 in the postseason so far. Colin McKinney goes 6. All right, so now what do we do with our lineup? I guess Carson Williams at second. Yeah, that right away that makes us... I think we'll go Jaloff, actually, against lefties. All right, well... We're not getting any of these people back, so we're going to have to do this with what we have. This is really testing our depth. But as long as the pitching stays healthy, I think we're okay. So Appleby against Cavalli, Game 3 in Seattle. We're up 3-0. Got up 4-0, 5-2, and held on. Jung-Hoo Lee's hitting .543. In the postseason. Josh Moore, .429. Maxey hits a home run. Appleby doesn't allow a hit in 4 2/3, but walks 6. Then gets the win, even though he wasn't particularly good. And we are up 3-0. We look for the sweep with our ace on the mound against Sam Long, and we lose 4-3. He scored 4 in the first off of Serna, but that was it. We just couldn't crawl all the way back. All right. Get Johnny Ray going in game 5. Oh, they beat us again. 5-3. They walk it off in the 10th. Brainer Bonacci with a home run in the 10th inning off of Raylan Perez. Ugh. All right, so we were up 3-0. We're now going to game 6 at home. Let's not have a game 7, shall we? Excellent. There we go. We go to the World Series with a 6-4 victory over the Mariners. We win 6-4. We got up 4-0 and held on. Jung-Hoo Lee 3 for 5. Hernandez was the MVP of the series. Buxton and Moore both homer. McKinney gets the win. And who are we taking on in the World Series? Do we know? We don't know. It's either the Braves or the Dodgers. I think we're at internationals as well, yeah. All right, let's see what we got real quick. Jorge Guerrero. I like him. He's got the work ethic. David Herrera. Meh. Meh. Sergio Portillo has got the high work ethic as well. Carmem Sergio. Sergio. I can't pronounce his name, so we're not going to invite him. We're just going to invite those 2 pitchers, or 2 batters, rather. Let's look at pitchers. Juan Aguilar, a changeup that's not going to develop, but I like him. And Andres Gamero, we'll invite him as well. Castro looks good. We can invite him. We'll invite Casamonica. And we will invite Guadarrama. All right. All right, so next playoff round is the World Series. Are we taking on the Braves or the Dodgers? So this is our third straight, let's try that again. Our 4th straight season to at least make the championship series. This is our 3rd World Series in the last 4 years. Do we know who we're playing yet? We don't. We are taking on the Braves, Atlanta Braves. Let's take a look at the Atlanta Braves. 97-65. Second best offense in the National League. 6th best pitching staff. Cody Schreier is an absolute monster in this world. Yeah, I don't know where these ratings came from for Cody, but right here in November of 2024, they just skyrocketed. What's up, Random Task? How you doing, man? You made it just in time. We are entering the World Series. Cody Schreier is an animal. Look at this offense, man. Isaac Pacheco is somebody that I talked about trading for in the offseason. I probably should have. They were offering him to me straight up for O'Neal Cruz, and all he did was hit 37 home runs, driving 130. This offense is like scary good, man. Scary good. Alex Kirilloff, 27 home runs. Austin Riley, 27 and a $113. Owen Murphy wins 22 games. He's won 40 games in the last 2 years. This is gonna be a tough win for us. Tough win for us. And then they got Vaughn Grissom, who's day to day. My guess is he probably plays, but yeah, it's gonna be a tough series for us. I don't know if our pitching staff is aligned either. I guess it might be, since we still have a couple of days here. Pitching staff. Is Serna good to go? He is. All right. So Luis Serna will go here in game 1 against Owen Murphy. Yeah, random task. We also had a ton of injuries. We lost Marte and Caldwell both in the postseason. Riley Green's injury got worse, so we lost him for the year as well. So we're without really a lot of depth. So we got Lewis playing out in left, Carson Williams playing second, Josh Moore starting at short. It hasn't been great, but we have been managing. Game 1, the 22-win Owen Murphy comes to Guaranteed Rate Field, and we win 6-5. We were down 5-2. We scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th and walked it off in the 9th. Carson Williams, a walk-off walk. You're familiar with that random task, aren't you? The walk-off walk by Jake Jaloff in the 9th inning to walk it off and give us the 1-0 win. And Carson Williams comes in and hits a 3-run homer in the 8th to give us to bring the game even. And then the walk-off walk for Jaloff. Perez picks up the win, and we are up 1-0. No, you had the walk-off walk. You said you had a walk-off walk in one of your offline playthroughs. You said it was very anticlimactic. Yeah, I did. I think was that in the game that I played? No, because I had a double, and that was a walk-off double. That was a walk-off double with the Cubs, I believe. You had a walk-off single, you think? Oh, okay. Well, Game 2, Damon Cassetta Stubbs, 13-12, 3.86 against Johnny Ray in Game 2. And we're up 2-0 as we wallop the Braves 12-2. O'Neal Cruz, 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Byron Buxton, 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Jung Hoo Lee hitting .456 in the postseason. Johnny Ray, 6 innings. Taylor Dollard pitches the final 3, and we hold home field. So Game 3 will be Colin McKinney against against Robinson Pena. Robinson Pena getting the start. Interesting. Robinson Pena against Colin McKinney. And we are 1 game away. It was 2-2 going into the 8th. And Josh Moore. You talk about the rookies random task. There it is. Josh Moore with the tie-breaking 2-run single in the 8th inning to give us the win and put us 1 game away from our 3rd World Series championship in 4 years. Caleb Appleby on the hill against Tony Gonsolin here in Game 4, and we sweep the Braves. Let's go. We win the World Series. We win our 3rd in 4 seasons, and you can easily say that the Chicago White Sox are a dynasty. Let's go. And we are going to start the offseason. I've only been going for about 2 hours. 2-0 win. O'Neal Cruz with an RBI double. Royce Lewis. Brooms in the chat. Yes, please. Rookies in the World Series. Name it. You can't do it. You just can't do it. Josh Moore, the rookie, hits .302 in the postseason. Really was fantastic. Our pitching staff came on strong, and we win our 3rd World Series in the last 4 seasons. Yeah, we don't have a lot of people in chat today, random tasks, so it might just be you with the broom emoji. It's been a slow evening because we it's a holiday, number 1, and number 2, I also started about 3 hours earlier than I normally do. So, but we win the World Series. That is our 3rd World Series title in 3 years. Fan interest is still not maxed out, and fan loyalty is still just above average. I don't get it. Maybe that'll change when we click over to the start of the new season. We will see. You're here. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I've just been talking to myself for the last hour. It's been fine. Anytime I don't have anybody in chat or anybody who's talking in chat, I just treat it like I'm recording a video at home or recording a video, and yeah, it works fine. All right, so we win another World Series. That's our 3rd title, and this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Buxton voided his. Riley Green picks up his. I think we may try to trade a Riley Green right away. See if we can get ourselves out from that $37 million contract. Buxton wants 5 years at $20 million. That ain't happening. New budget is 100. Still just above average. 3 titles in the last 4 seasons. I wish this owner would hurry up and die. This is really annoying. I think we can probably increase our ticket prices, though. 3 titles in the last 4 seasons. Your wife and I are playing the New Horizon. I don't know what that is. You'll probably be in chat for what is Horizon. Anything else happen in here? Contract extended, no surprise. Arbitration. We don't have any top 100 prospects, but I think our prospect pool is better than it has been. Where are we? We're 26th. We got 2 in the top 100. It's not great. Oh, Horizon Zero. I've heard of Horizon Zero Dawn. Never played it, but I've heard of it. Let's just immediately go to... What are we doing? Immediately go to front office and salaries. See if anybody wants Riley Green's contract. What if we retained 50%? So if we retain 50%, looks like there's some decent names on here, but ugh. It's a really good. What system is it on? Huh. Spino's out for 11 months, and he's wrecked. All right, that's fine. Let's go to arbitration, and oh god, there's a lot going on here. Okay, Carson Williams, that's an easy one. We either trade him or non-tender. Okay, nobody wants him, so we will non-tender him. Alex Tamez, anybody want him? Nope. So we're going to go ahead and non-tender him as well. So that's $11 million right there that we just picked up. In fact, I think we can just release them and not even worry about non-tendering. That should... Yeah, I was going to say that should change up the money available right away. It's pretty mature without having anything super gross or wildly inappropriate, but it deals with the apocalypse. They need to be somewhat okay. My kids are weird. My kids really like they love Marvel and they love DC and they love all that stuff, but they won't they're really weird. They only like the Lego versions. My youngest one, my 7-year-old, he'll watch the occasional Marvel movie with me, but they won't sit and watch a Marvel movie with me. My oldest, well, my second oldest, my 14-year-old, was traumatized by Infinity War when everybody got dusted. She was traumatized for a week, and since then she hasn't been willing to watch any superhero movies with me anymore. So we try, but it doesn't always work. Well, just the end. It was really just the end where they all got dusted. That was too much for her. But yeah, they will sit and play the Lego games all day, so I don't know. I don't question it. They're good kids, so I don't really worry about it. He's making the minimum. Looks like some pitching depth, I guess. We don't really need Marte, and at $8 million, we have to be really careful. So we'll complete that trade. Fans don't like that we traded him, but we should still be... We're still at 100. Yeah, and our available money's gone from -35 to -10, so we're going in the right direction here. Juan Then is another one. Again, I can't pay $10 million for a reliever. Some ahead of day. Umeda, he's still kicking around, huh? He's not pitching well, but he's still kicking around. Huh. I've never played The Last of Us, and I really... Can you get The Last of Us for PC? Because what I would love to do is start playing the game and only play up to where it is in the show. Because I would rather watch the show and be surprised by what happens and then play the game afterwards. Well, this is a little bit discouraging. I thought Then would encounter more demand than that. The show is the whole first game and the first DLC expansion. Oh, is it really? Okay. Well, that's good to know. And we're into a commercial, so you are here on YouTube with me all alone. So Juan Then is interesting because he's had a couple of pretty good seasons. He's 30 years old. I don't know that he gets $10 million on the free agent market. So let's hold off for a second. And let's... So Altamirano's another one that I want to potentially trade. Hasn't gotten much playing time since we traded for him. Was really bad last year when we picked him up. So let's talk to the players that so Appleby's 27. What if you wanted a long-term deal? He wants $23 million. Okay, well, that's not happening. 9405. Will he take 9? Oops. 9 or 90? It's 90. He will take 9. Okay. Johnny Ray wants 11.5. What if we offered him 3 years? What would he want? 24 million. If we wanted 4 years, still 24 million. All right, so 11.5. We could probably offer him 11. Yep. It's only on PlayStation. Well, that sucks. I didn't make any comments on the show because I knew we went to commercial. Yeah, I absolutely love the show. I mean, I don't own a PlayStation, so I can't make that happen, unfortunately. That might be something down the road. But, wow, Cerna wants a lot of money. He's got ARB for one more year after this. I'm not comfortable paying you. I mean, there's no way he's going to take anything like this, right? No. In fact, I'm not even going to try. Not even going to insult him. Let's just offer him 1 year at 11 and see if he takes it. It's going to be 11-1. Yeah. All right, that's fine. Offer him 61 million. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. He would probably take it. I'm not going to do that. Owen Griffin wants 3.6. I am more than comfortable offering him 3.4 or 3.45. 3.4 works. Malstead, he was injured last year for part of the year, but I am comfortable offering him 4.4. Raylan Perez has earned every penny of that at 6. What if we wanted to do 3 years? Yeah, no. $16 million. No, thank you for a closer. 6 million, so that should be what, 5, 7? Yeah. Oh, you're watching the final. Are you watching the final episode, the one that I posted yesterday or whatever? Yeah, I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it. Norge Vera wants 3.8. We'll offer him 3.6. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna record the first episode of the expansion tomorrow sometime, since I don't have to work. Spend it playing video games and doing yard work. Hey, Josh, what do you mean, whoa, I'm still going? It's only been 2 hours and 30 minutes. And it's early. When we start getting, I'm old, man, right? I'm old. Oh, hey, you missed it, Josh. We just won the World Series. Our 3rd World Series title in 4 seasons. Yes! We just won the World Series again. Now we're into arbitration, where we have a lot of decisions to make, a lot of expensive contracts coming up. No, I started at about a little, like, right around 3. I figure I'll go for maybe another hour or so. I got time. I got nothing but time. So Cole Phillips wants a lot of money. He wants to be a starter. Let's start with Cam Collier, because that's... Yeah, no. 2.4. So that's 2.3. So anyway, yeah, so... well, for starters, this thing is filled with iced coffee. So I'm all jacked up at the moment. Well, it's not filled anymore. It's almost gone now, but because it's early, I don't tire out as quickly, being old like I am. All right, so Cole Phillips. What do we do with Cole Phillips? Because, I think we bring back the same exact rotation, right? Our rotation isn't going to change. Yes, I do. I have a little pitcher that has like a filter built into it, and I just put the coffee grounds in there. I fill it up with water, and then I let it sit in the fridge for a day or two, and then I have my iced coffee. Or I can make iced coffee from the coffee we don't finish in any given day. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch Barry late, though. I promised the kids we would rent and watch the Super Mario movie. So we're going to rent that on Prime, and then we will, and then I'll probably watch Barry after they go to bed. No, I don't grow the beans. So Cole Phillips. He wants 5.6 million. I don't know about that. What can we get for him? Anything? Given what the return looks like, I think it probably makes sense just to pay him. He's really good insurance should anybody get hurt. So he wants 1 year at 5. So that should be what, 5.4? Yeah. All right. And then Jaloff, I think we keep re-signing just to have the depth, and he only wants 1 million, so that should be easy. That, and he was like one of our first. I think he was our first draft pick, right? Yeah. All right, so we had a couple decisions to make here. Number one, what do we do with Balls? He wasn't, I think, yeah, it's not a hard decision. Let's just get rid of him. All right, so we got Juan Then and Heriberto Hernandez. Now, Hernandez had his best season. Absolutely rakes against lefties. He's more than passable against righties. But he is truly just a designated hitter. So these guys both want big money. I cut my balls. Yes, I cut my balls. The last episode. What are you talking about? The Cubs? Yeah, that's why it's called the finale. So, Succession. I have never watched that show. Never watched Succession. So, if we make if we offer Buxton the qualifying offer, I have to think he declines it, right? Because the ratings are still there. But if we bring them both back on 1-year contracts at $20 million, I won't complain about that at all. Barry and Succession. Yeah, I've never watched Succession. Is today the finale for Barry? Is today it? You think he'll take it? I guess we'll see. We'll see. I kind of don't want to pay Hernandez $9.5 million. He's 30 years old. And I also don't want to pay Then $10 million. Does anybody, like, if we put them in a package together, like, that's going to be bad for our fan interest, but, like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we're getting some interest this way. I'd rather not get a reliever. Oh, God. Is this our starting third baseman next season? Look at these ratings. Like, are you kidding me? He can hit enough. You'd play him at short? Yeah, it's right. You couldn't. Well, the range is only a 60. Let's see what the other options are, but I have a feeling we could probably get that plus. Let's talk here. Matt Klentak fully supports making this deal, so that's good. What else can we get? Can we get anything else in this deal? What do we need? I don't really need anything per se. Mason Wynn. He was on there. Did I see him? Yeah, he's not as good as Plotke. And he's angry. Look at his face, man. He is pissed off. That is an angry Mason Wynn. What is he so angry about? The team record and his performance. It's an angry dude right there. So we're going to talk about Ben Plotke. Eric Penales. Yeah, you didn't know that? Holman. Who's Holman? What are we looking at? Which team are we looking at? Yeah, he is. I mean, he doesn't have an outfield position. He's a first baseman who has no power. So they don't want to make that deal. This is where you can kind of get creative and go, all right, well, let's pick up a reliever and improve the bullpen. Because the game just doesn't value. Yeah, like we can get Eric Penales, who's just a really good bullpen arm. And give up Juan Alvarado, which is fine. And this is going to hurt our fan interest because you got very popular and extremely popular. So this is going to cripple our fan interest, I think. But it's going to save us $19 million. We should get most of that fan interest back with our... Look at all the budget space Seattle has. What the hell? Yeah, they're both insignificant, but that's okay. I think we're going to make this deal. Losing Hernandez hurts, but we're going to be better defensively. And we've got, like, we can bring up Tharp. Tharp can play second base next year if we need him to. We've got Paulson, who isn't quite ready. We might see the development in the offseason. Same with Zarito. If we can get development from either of them, they can both come up next year and play. So let's do this. Yeah, we get slightly and crashed. So we went from 100 to 95. All right. Not great, but my guess is we probably get most of that back in with the players who sign their ARB estimates. So let's just sim here a little bit. Josh, have you watched the Cubs finale yet? It's November 1st. Let's get to scouting. A couple of really good names in there. Let's get to the Gold Glove. All right, so Johnny Ray, we get fan interest bump there. Fan interest bump for Cam Collier, for Cole Phillips. So that should put us close. Yeah, we're back up to 99. We have some money for this season. We don't have any money for next season because our owner is a giant douche. Like, he needs to just, like, go away. I think this means the end of O'Neal Cruz, but it is what it is. Like, this guy is so good defensively. I mean, he only hit 202 last year in Seattle, but we're hopeful. We're hopeful. You haven't yet? Yeah, I'm probably... Okay, so we get Serena extension as well, so that puts us back up to 100. Probably recording the first expansion video tomorrow. Got to spend a couple hours in the yard, but once I'm done with that, I will probably record. So do we have any Gold Gloves? We did not. Come on. Andres Munoz. 69 innings, nice. 86 strikeouts, 1.42 ERA, 45 saves. Raylan Perez, 49 saves, 66 innings, 86 strikeouts, 1.36. Perez had the better year. Perez should have won. Whoever voted for Josh Hader and not Raylan Perez, I hate you. Freddie Pacheco with the Giants. Silver Sluggers. We have Jung Hoo Lee out in right field. It's our only Silver Slugger. National League. Chase, how would you say that? Leisure? Leisure? Chance Leisure with the Mets? It's an interesting name. Rookie of the Year in the AL, Landon Schaefer. Wow. 42 home runs, 125 RBIs. Mero Shendrick Martinez finishes third in the Rookie of the Year in the AL. He was a minor league free agent signing. Okay, good for him. And the Mailman, Cletus Mailman, wins the Rookie of the Year in the National League. He went right from... No, he was drafted in 2028. That's a good year. For the Mailman. You love it. Is his nickname Carl Malone? I win Manager of the Year. Gabe Kapler in the NL. Cy Young goes to Vince Sanchez. Yep, 16 and 7, 2.30. Serna finishes third. Ray finishes fifth. So we had two of the top five. Wow. What's his ARB number? What are the A's going to have to pay him this year? $26.6 million. James Peyton Smith with the Dodgers goes 19 and 7. I don't know. I don't know if you saw I don't think it was it was my second to last Cubs video. I drafted Pat DeCock, which I thought was just a glorious name. Estevan Machado wins another MVP. That is his third straight, 28, 29, and 30. He has been good for 16, 26, 27, almost 28 WAR in his last 3 seasons. He has 3 straight MVP titles to show for it and a $40 million price tag this year. And Cody Schreier, no surprise. Isaac Pacheco finishes second. We could have had him in our on our franchise if we had pulled the trigger on the deal, but we didn't. All right, so we're gonna get to arbitration, and then we're gonna see if we bring back. Did Machado get 40 in ARB? I think so. What am I doing? Where am I going? Where is his... Can I pull up? Yep, he sure did. 10 million, 28 million, 42 million. He sure did. Yep. I mean, coming off back-to-back MVP awards... Let's see what happens at arbitration. Oh, I still want to see if I can move Riley Green. Now that we've cleared up some money. Yeah, he likely would have gotten more already. Signed a contract. It didn't go to arbitration. Zach Veen, that's too long. PCA, that's too long. I mean, I could just dump it, right? I could just dump it on the Angels, but... I mean, is this the year to take that bump? Do I not have an assistant GM? What happened? I don't. What am I looking at here? What is this? Value. This is where I wanted to go. All right. Will Myers. There's Theo. Still hanging around. It doesn't really matter, does it? Doesn't really matter. Let's just bring in Theo. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a good point. That's actually a good point, Josh. So we can trade him to the Mets. Retaining 25%. We get 30-year-old John Rhodes. Looks like a decent enough stick. Sure. Can't give up Andrews. Want Salazar. Sure. That's actually not a bad point. So I'll go in and I'll take a look here in a second. I'm gonna out of the park 23 this and just... Okay, so that's the limit right there. So 15% is the limit. So this is going to hurt fan interest. That's just the reality of it. Riley Green is extremely popular. But I think it's run its course, honestly. We got 4 good years out of him. This is going to save us $31 million. And I think we are going to complete this deal. That'll allow us to talk to O'Neal Cruz, potentially bring him back if we want. See what else is available in free agency. So let's just do it. Yep. So we go from 100 to a 9. We only go back to a 95. So it didn't hurt us too much. Let's look at our... That's a good point, Josh. Let's look at our front office, staff roles. So, yeah, I mean, it's content. So we need somebody who works well with... Because it doesn't really matter. We've got people who work well with controlling and personable. So I guess, is that Theo? Where is he? Right there. Works well with easygoing. Well, he has personable, so that'll work out well. So we have three people who get along well with personable people, so that'll be fine. All right, so now we're back into arbitration with money to spend. So what do we have for upcoming free agents? A couple of pitchers that I'm not interested in. I think we found our target, guys. I think we found our target. I'm curious what he's going to want in free agency, but I think we found our target. Bring in a 3-time defending most valuable player. And I think in order to ensure that happens, we do this. Because like Random Task said, given that he's 36, he probably accepts that number. I think we found our target for the offseason. So I'm really curious what he's going to ask for in free agency. What position does he play? He plays wherever we need him to play. He's listed as a shortstop. Yeah. $10 years, $610 million. We're not going to be able to afford that. But we've got about $40 million, $40-ish million, right? 48? Yeah. So let's see. We'll see. Oh, I forgot to offer arbitration to these two guys. Oops. So Penales wins. Plotke, we win the arbitration hearing there. Cruz files for free agency. No surprise. And let's see what Estevan is asking for. Let's look at international guys first. We haven't been really big players in free agency. But with what we have sitting there right now, yeah, there's nobody there. Did he sign? He didn't sign. All right, here we go. What's he looking for? 9 years, $388 million. We can afford it. I mean, we can afford it if we want to. But I'm not giving him 9 years. I'm going to limit it at 6. And let's start high. There's no way he accepts this, right? No way he accepts this. But he's down to 8 years and $40 million. So we just cut like, I don't know, however much we just cut off that. And I'll go 7. And I'll even bump this up to 42.5. That's $425 million. Let's do 40. Nope. Then let's do Let's give him an opt-out after his year 3. No. He's not, Josh. He's down to 38. The number's coming down. Yeah, I don't think he is. No. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Just give him the 8 years and see if we can offer a little bit less. So I'll even give you the 40 in the first year. And then I'm trying to be cautious about this. He's still happy, so we're not like in a position where we have to make a deal right now. Okay, 38. All right. There you go. 8 years, $38 million. We're done. 8 years, $304 million offered to Estevan Machado. We got him down from 43. So we're just going to go with that. What does that leave us with? It still leaves us with $28 million for extensions next season. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we get into a bidding war for him. Keep our fingers crossed. We lose O'Neal Cruz. That's fine. We get a supplemental first-round pick, which we knew was going to happen. And interest down to a 92. Still just pending. That's concerning. Yes. Yes. It means I haven't looked. He might be low greed. Like, that isn't something I looked at, but he might be low greed. We got him. We only give up a third-round pick for him. 8 years, $38 million a season. We have our new number 3 hitter, our new starting shortstop in Estevan Machado. We still are lacking positions. So let's figure out what we need. So Maxey is our starting catcher. Cam Collier will be our starting first baseman. Royce Lewis right now is our starting second baseman. Machado is our starting shortstop. Plotky is our starting third baseman. Caldwell's our starting left fielder. Jung-Hoo Lee can play center, but I'd rather have him in right. So we still need a bat. We still need a bat and a center fielder. And I didn't sign any of my minor league free agents because I'm a doofus. So I'm going to have to sign a bunch of people right when we get to the start of free agency. Yeah, I don't know that anybody's ready yet. I don't know that either of these guys are ready. We wanted Andrews up. I don't think I want him up just yet. I think we're okay from a pitching perspective. Jamie Powers can come up. Silvas can come up. Those can both be back in the bullpen guys if we need them. We have $11 million. We need a center fielder and a bat. Buxton wants $24 million. I bet he declined. I bet he would have declined the qualifying offer just based on what he's asking for now. That's okay. Where did this guy come from? Padres just, they signed him on 11-7 and then released him. He wants $10 million. I mean, he's... Are you kidding? Let's see what sort of answer, let's see what sort of feedback we get on David Abreu. Hopefully he doesn't sign anywhere. Trade block. We need a bat. Altuve at $22 million is not what I had in mind. Neither is Arise at 17. I'm curious. I want to wait and see what we hear about Abreu. Because if OSA is right and we can get that for $10 million, that's an absolute bargain. Is he gone? Did he sign? Damn it. No, he hasn't signed. $3 weeks now. Ugh. Yeah, we bumped ticket prices and revenue per game is up. You get an answer on Abreu yet? Nothing yet. Cardinals want to send us Indigo Diaz. Nope. Don't sign with anybody. Buxton, what did he sign for? 3 years, $54 million. All right, so where is our fan interest? It's at 97. All right. Abreu. Where is he? Right there. I feel like even with scouting just on high, I feel like this is a... He's really good defensively. All right, let's just do the Rule 5. We're gonna stick to kind of the strategy I have here and just I think we can trade Willem Couture now that we have what we have at short and third. Just look at batters. Oh, that sucks. I think he's not that good, but hey, Josh, here's your guy. Still trucking along. The work ethic has changed. He no longer has a high work ethic. Looks like he's probably going to stall out, unfortunately. But we will call him up to AAA. That's what I'm afraid of, Josh, is I'm afraid he's going to sign someplace else before I get the information that I want. But I think we're close enough that I can give it a risk now. Let's go to our pick. Batting potential. We need a bat. Ismael Caldillo. A pretty good bat against righties. It really is, isn't it? It really is. We've been without RJ for about 3 or 4 seasons now. Cardillo's not bad. but we've got, I mean, we've got minor leaguers who can put up those numbers, so I'm not super concerned about it. I don't think there's, let's look at, oh, this is right, our guy, Lazaro Vigil. He's not, I mean, no one's going to take him because the bat's not ready yet, but we need to, come on. We need to move him up, get him out of, replace one ball with another. Yeah, but if we can get Abreu, maybe he's our fourth outfielder? Sure. We'll replace one ball with another. There you go. We'll complete the draft. And we want to go back to Abreu. Should get an answer here shortly. There we go. All right. So this is where he is. That's... The bat's not great. But there's still plenty of development room. Still plenty of development room. He's only 24. Can play all three outfield positions. What does he want? Let's just start with that. So you want the fourth year. All right, what if I gave you the fourth year at 10? Okay, I'm good with that. 4 years, $32 million. Worst case scenario, he is our fourth outfielder. But I am good with that. Leaves us $4 million to play with, which I think we'll just sort of hang on to. Maybe cheese the popularity a little bit. Gallo only wants 2.4. I think maybe we bring in Gallo as our fourth outfielder. Fifth outfielder. Because we're still lacking, right? We don't have backup. Well, I guess Jaloff can play backup. Riley Jackson can back up at first. Gotta quit playing with my balls. Yeah, that's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. Adolfo Castro. Had a good year for Pittsburgh. Olsen wants $16.5 million. Lefty. I think we'll wait and see if we can get either Gallo or Castro at a reduced rate. What do we got for pitchers? Bring Hader back again at $9.5 million. No. Ohtani? Nope, he's toast. He still has a bat, though. He can still hit. We bring in Ohtani at $2 million bucks. I think bring in Ohtani at $2 million to hit against righties for us? Sure. I think that works. Can he defend? No. Shohei has, yeah, 40, 40, 70. So bring him in at $2 million for that bat and see what we get. How long have I been going for now? 3 hours. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to about 6:30. Then eat dinner, then watch the Mario movie. So we brought in, so we're coming off of 3 World Series titles in the last 4 years, and we bring in the 3-time reigning American League Most Valuable Player. I would say this has been a successful year for us. Let's get up to international free agents. Trade proposal. Eddie's Leonard. Oh, Hall of Fame voting. I always forget to do Hall of Fame voting because I did it the first time I did Hall of Fame voting in my Cubs save. It crashed the game, and I haven't done it since. Crash, San Francisco Giants. Thank you for the follow, my friend. How is your Sunday going? Hope you're having a great weekend. Great long weekend. Love the fact that I don't have to work tomorrow. Can Shohei play first? Is that an option? Negative. He is strictly a DH, but that is fine. Yeah, random task. It happens pretty regularly, actually. Another trade proposal. Brad Cumbest. Wilson Lara for Amari Jamat and Alexis Meta. I think so. So Abreu hasn't finalized yet, but it was said on OSA, and I went, did he just get a bump? Like, if this is what he turns into with his work ethic, I mean, come on. Let's get to internationals, and I'm going to sit and wait here for a second while we wait for the commercials to end on Twitch. So those of you on YouTube, just hang with me for a second. Ameriquan10, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a great Sunday as well. A couple of ads left. Let's just take a look. Do we want to trade for any international money? Is there anybody that we want that I gotta have? Kind of like Andres Gamero because his nickname is Clarence Longshot. Jorge Guerrero. Hey, we're back. All right. I didn't go any further. I just got up to international amateurs. We have $5.2 million. And I'm thinking, is there a way that we can pick up additional international amateur funds to get Jorge Mayday Guerrero? And the other guy I'm looking at, just because of his nickname, is Andres Gamero. Clarence Longshot. If there's some way that we can pick up some additional international amateur money, is there anybody that we want to trade? A lot of people in the last year of their contract. That's not good. We're not going to be able to sign a lot of them either, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Anybody that isn't going to make our team that we want to trade for international amateur money? Let's see if anybody wants Garcia. Nobody wants Garcia. Trying to find someone that someone might have some interest in. Harrison Bader. I know he's getting up there, but he still has defensive ability. All right. So trade him here. We'll remove that. Why can I not trade for international signing pool money? I do have it on, right? Yep. International amateur cap trading. Why can I not trade for it? Do I have to sim ahead a day? Like, do they not have any? Is that the issue? they don't. Okay, there we go. So, would you give me 1.25? It's not a fair deal. Okay, you want a great player. I don't want to give you a great player. Okay, so he's not worth it, which I guess makes sense. That's fine. Is there anybody else? Yeah, we don't really have a lot of players in our minor league systems right now because I'm a dummy and forgot to re-sign all my free agents, but yeah, we don't really have anybody that we can offer that I'm comfortable trading. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, never mind. All right. So do we go after the pitcher or the hitter? Do we go after Andres Clarence Longshot Gamero, or do we go after the hitter? Do we go after... Where is he? Jorge Guerrero. OSA likes some more than we do. I think we're going to go after Guerrero. Just because we're high on... It's off from 4-5. Let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. Because we're high on pitching prospects, but don't have a ton of hitting prospects. Would love for Ohtani to sign before we get to... Okay, so that doesn't get it done. All right, that's fine. Oh, snap. Okay, that's not good. Gamero's still there. Oh! And I'm not going to get either of them. Damn. Nicknames. Milk Tea. Squab. All right, let's offer Squab. Let's just offer him the full 5-2. It's done it to me even without making a change to the list, to be honest with you. All right, so we got Shohei and we got Abreu. So we signed them both, which is awesome because that means we're going to get the fan interest bump leading into the preseason, which means I have a feeling that the reason Shohei wanted so little money is because these ratings are going to drop here really soon. So if we just make him a designated hitter, I have a feeling those ratings drop really, really soon. But let's get up to preseason. Raised our budget from $236 million to $250. Okay. All right. So we have $25 million for extensions. Anybody that we have to re-sign? Dollar. No, I would like to bring back Raylan Perez. 5 years at $14 million. That's not going to happen. Norge Vera. 3 years at 9.5. Griffith. 3 years at 12. So Griffith, I think, is gone. Yeah, no, you're right, Random Task. That's why I wasn't worried about it. If he does tank, I'll just cut him, and it won't cost us anything other than fan interest. But usually when you have players whose ratings outperform what it is they're asking for and they're old, usually that's what you see. The 2033 is going to be a problem because Serena, Ray, and Appleby, they're all up. I think that means Ray probably goes so that we can have our 26 and 27-year-olds. What does Royce Lewis want? Wants more than I want to give him. So I think it's Perez, Vera, Griffith in that order because Griffith is also the oldest. So I think it's in that order. Perez, Vera, Griffith. We'll still have Malstead. Phillips is making 8.2, so I mean, in fact, I don't know that I want to pay him what he's making right now. Why am I looking at only batters? Is there a pitcher out there that is better than? Is there a team out there that values Cole Phillips more than we do? Looks like there are. Like, I would value Rocco Reed more than Cole Phillips. Spino's still injured. How many total MVP? I don't know. We'll look in a second. Gage Jump. We traded him to Las Vegas. Make a deal with the Crosstown Cubbies. Pick up 28-year-old Rocco Reed. I don't like the low work ethic, but, I mean, he's got 3 good pitches. He's a ground ball pitcher. He's making a quarter of what Cole Phillips is. I wonder if that means we can get more. Ooh, the Cubs are bad. Oh, they signed O'Neal Cruz. That's a good question. I think so. It's not where I wanted to go. I think so. Just go here. Yeah. Squab. Juan Aguilar. We got him. Man, we could add more to the team this year. That's the crazy thing. Squab on the squad. Yes, sir. Yeah, we could add more to the team this year if we really wanted to. Bring back Parker Meadows. Interesting. Trade. We were looking at that trade. Frees up money this year. Low work ethic. I don't know why the game likes him so much more than it likes him. I don't know. But I'm going to take advantage of it. Squeeze out whatever I can, but I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. It's not that big a deal. Salo, he's got a good bat. He had 34 home runs 2 seasons ago. Am I just okay with this? I think I'm just fine with that. It's okay. They don't like the fact that we traded Cole Phillips, but just freed up another $4 million. We're still at 100. Is there anybody on the trade block that we want to bring in for a year? because we did need another bat, right? Like that was something we were thinking about. This Ball is now our Abreu is now our starting center fielder. Shohei will be our starting DH against lefties or against righties. So we do really need a right-handed power bat to replace Jaloff. That's kind of what we're looking for here as we finish up free agency. None of these players fit that mold. Trade block. Foskey's out for 6 weeks. Yeah, not a lot of right-handed hitting power hitters. Foskey's making 10. That's not bad. Wasn't particularly good for us in our Cubs playthrough. But maybe here? Yeah, it would take nothing. It will take nothing. Here, what if I do this? I want to have some flexibility. I don't want to give up Paulson. I don't want to give up Jarito. I don't want to give up Jamo just yet. I feel like we're finally rebuilding up the farm system here a little bit. I don't want to just start moving players. There we go. Edgar Marrero. That's fine. All right, so Josh Balkus and Edgar Romero to the Rangers for Justin Foscue, and they will retain $2.1 million. He's out for the next 6 weeks, but he hit 20 home runs a year ago. Had a couple of good seasons. We'll play him primarily against lefties. He and Shohei will be a platoon at DH. I think we're good now. We have Ball as our backup outfielder. Moore as our backup infielder. Foscue as our backup corner. I still would like to find a better replacement at catcher. What do we got for free agent catchers? Dylan Dingler, who can't hit. I mean, he's great defensively, but he can't hit, so that doesn't really solve our problem. I mean, I don't know. Would we rather have someone like Dingler who can catch but can't hit, or someone like Jackson who can hit but not catch? And I think I don't know. I think we stick with what we have. I think we stick with what we have because Maxi's good enough offensively against righties. And it's fine. I think we're good here. I think we're good. I think we put our team together. I think we're good. So some new additions to the team this year. Estevan Machado, the reigning 3-time American League Most Valuable Player, is now a member of the White Sox on an 8-year, $38 million a year contract. 8 years, $304 million. We bring in Ben Plotke to play. We're gonna the defense on the left side of our infield with Plotke and Estevan Machado is just historically good. We move Royce Lewis over to second, which I think will be good for him. Bringing David Abreu to play center field for Byron Buxton, the 24-year-old with the high work ethic. We signed him to a 4-year, $32 million deal. We're bringing Shohei Ohtani on a 1-year deal to play DH for us. Pitching-wise, we look very similar except for the back end of our bullpen. Like our top 9, top 10 are all going to be the same. David Powell was our top pick last season. He's going to start in Double-A. This is actually going to be perfect timing because when we're ready to move on from Johnny Ray, which will probably be next season, we'll be able to slide Powell right into that role. Jarrito, I think he starts in AAA. And that'll be good because I'm not confident that Caldwell will hold up as a starter. So if he struggles as a starter, we have a couple of options in AAA in both Paulson and Zarito. Paulson's probably ready now. I want to see that contact hit a 50. Once that contact hits a 50, he's probably good to go. Zarito needs a full season, I think. But again, he's not a center fielder either. He's a left fielder, so let's just go ahead and make that move now. Tharps will start in AAA. He's probably our starting second baseman. Oh, he's probably our starting third baseman next year, and then we can move Plotke from third to second next year. I think that's probably the plan. We're still waiting on Acevedo to develop. I need that home run power to develop. I mean, that's a good. I mean, if those are his final numbers, he's fine as a first baseman. I think. Andrews is probably a year away. We'll probably call him up next year. And I think I'm done. Guys. So I'm gonna offline. I will sim up to up to the start of the regular season. Fill in the minor leagues with some free agents. And I think that's going to do it. So we're about 3.5 hours in, and we make a huge addition. We win our third World Series and then sign the 3-time defending American League champion. So that's going to do it, I think, for the live stream, folks. We have won 5 straight division titles, 3 World Series championships. The White Sox are a dynasty in our playthrough. So thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. Have a great Memorial Day tomorrow. And we'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching.